Hey, welcome back to Damon Bruce Plus. Welcome to our live stream watch party of today's 49ers Dolphins game. I am, as always, brought to you by Ike Sandwiches, and today's live stream is being powered by BetUS as well. And I'm just telling you right now, when it comes to betting on the 49ers, it's been a rough year for all involved. As a matter of fact, I'll be laying some bets down, just no more on the 49ers, because it is basically the time of the year where them winning might actually work against their future than it will work for their future. Oh my God, we got Jim Nantz and Tony Romo doing this dog of a game between two teams that need an awful lot to happen to keep their playoff chances alive. And I am sad to report to you that in the millions of branches that things have needed to happen for the 49ers to qualify for the playoffs, one of them was the Jets beating the Rams today. And that didn't happen. So the 49ers are mathematically, technically eliminated from the playoffs right now. But again, that was only a matter of time because the 49ers needed to win out and they needed a lot of things to happen at the end of the year, including like a tie game. Like they needed a tie game to happen for them to reach it. So it's over, kids. This is all about the future. And look, Jalen Graham, offensive lineman Austin Pleasance have been elevated from the practice squad. Let's see what Abinaconda looks like today. Let's see Jacob Cowing from scrimmage. Let's see Ricky Pearsall be a priority target today just to see if these guys can play. And honestly, I don't know how much exposure I would have Brock Purdy facing in any of these remaining games when finding out if you got some value in Tanner Mordecai could go a long way to answering questions about next season. So how do the 49ers prioritize what is important to them in this game is going to be an interesting thing for us all to watch and check out and keep an eye on together in this game. I can tell you my pal partner, Larry Krueger, will be our second quarter guest today. So Larry will be stopping by in the second quarter, and we'll see if we make it through this one together. You know, watch party. Again, party might be an exaggeration at this point in time. Isaac Guerendo not playing, which means backups galore coming out of the backfield today. We'll see who gets the lion's share of the carries, and we are almost ready to go here from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Again, we are brought to you by BetUS. BetUS right now is the number one place to go ahead and place them. Don't be placing them on the 49ers anymore, and use promo code YouTube150 when you sign up. If you order from Ike's Sandwiches right now, you will get an Ike sandwich probably delivered to your house by halftime. So if you are in an Ike's delivery area, God bless you. You're a lucky person in that regard alone. You got an awful lot of luck going for you. So Ike sandwich, best sandwich in the world. If one isn't by you, you need to move. And our good friends at the Dubliner, as always, look, if you can't be joining me here in this watch party, I hope you're at the Dubliner West Portal in San Francisco to watch this game. Go there for great sports, great people, great company. It's an Irish bar, it's a sports bar, it's a neighborhood bar, and we are underway. The ball is snapped. Brock Purdy, first down, throws one a little too high for Kyle Juszczyk, who is playing his final 3 games with the 49ers. When we talk about the list of guys who won't be back, Kyle Juszczyk is at the very top of it. Aaron Banks did make it back in this game. So we'll see what Aaron Banks can do as he is approaching sort of a storyline about how the 49ers are going to move on without him. By the way, we will update you as to where we are. We're at 15:46, but it's a stopped clock. I will try to help you sync up wherever you're watching this TV to this live stream. Short path for Kittle underneath, who's just running through a dude and picks up nearly a first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. And by the way, as this, they just went to a little bit of a replay. So we will give you a ticking clock to sync it all up. But hey, it's great to have you here. Don't be shy with that like button early on. Hopefully you're already subscribing. If not, subscribe, notify. It's just sitting right there for you. We do have a goal today. A goal today of 50 super chats, and being it our last show before Christmas, I mean, we better go way north of super chats. We basically have each and every week here. So thanks again for the support, for watching, and get to that like button. Smash it on up and be aggressive with the thumbs up, if you will, please. Are the 49ers, did they just get stuffed there on 3rd and short? Looks like Patrick Taylor was wrapped up behind the ankles, depending on a spot. He might be short. I think he is short. I think he's short. I mean, look at it. Why? The 49ers are punting. Why? It's over, folks. It's over. But okay, sure. Punt in that situation, play the game as if it's a normal game. Why not? 13:30 on the clock. We'll let you know when it's ticking so we can get you officially synced in here. It's great to have you here, though. Thank you very much. I hope you're getting ready for a great holidays with friends and family. You're not going to be having to spend any money on 49ers playoff tickets or like a trip to New Orleans, but you can win a trip to New Orleans if you sign up for that Ike's Love Rewards app. It is good to see so many of you in here today. Konnichiwa, all the way from Japan. Our good friend Joji is watching. Kenny Powers, who do you want fired at Indiana, Damon? I want Mike Woodson of the basketball team fired before anyone else. You kidding me? Just an incredible football season. And after everybody made their Indiana jokes not belonging on Friday night, can I bring up the fact that Indiana lost by fewer points in Notre Dame than any of the other opening rounds in the college football playoffs? So to Colin Cowherd, who was saying Indiana should never be invited back again, go fuck yourself. How about that? Indiana earned its way in. Alabama, you didn't. Piss off. Ole Miss, you didn't. Fuck off. You're Ole Miss. You don't matter. I mean, just stop it. Lane Kiffin, suck all the dicks. I'm not mad at all. Here we go. Tua, underway. It's 2nd and 11. Little screen. And, of course, that's going to pop because screen passes have been popping against the 49ers defensively all season long. By the way, 12:38, 37, 36, 12:35 on the clock as we are ticking down here. Very good question. Sons of Johnny LeMaster, though. Sign Corbin Burns, Buster, first super chat. Thank you very much, Sons of Johnny LeMaster. Appreciate that. Our man Brett coming in here. Why not pound it, pound it, pound it? It's that simple. Pound that like button. We got over 100 people in the room and only 40 likes. Do you want this live stream to get pushed across the YouTube algorithm or don't you? You hitting that like button makes this show grow today. You want more people hanging out with us in this chat? Hit that like button. I can't believe my life is now asking total strangers to hit a like button. But here we are. Here we are. Brett, thank you. Underway with the supers. Thank you very much. MKG, can we finish 9 and 8? I don't know. I don't know. I honestly, I wouldn't want to. You want 3 losses here in the final 3 weeks. You want the better draft pick. And if you're saying, well, what's the difference between picking 10 or 13? Well, it might be the player that changes the arc of your next season or missing out on that player. Or it might just be another first-round bust from the 49ers, since that's what they do most often when they're making first-round picks. By the way, I cannot help but notice that Ricky Pearsall was not prioritized on that opening drive. Jacob Cowing playing from scrimmage? No? All right. Well, let's see what happens. MKG, thank you very much. Happy holidays again to everyone. Always appreciate the supers. Always appreciate you. Classic Damon. I don't even know what qualifies as classic Damon, but I thank you very much for detecting a classic. Chef A dropping a Merry Christmas on the people and a Happy Hanukkah on the tribe. Thank you so much, Chef A. One of our longest, loyalist, lovingest chat members there is. We love Chef A. Thank you so much. Seems like Kyle hasn't really been focusing on game planning for each team this year. Why? Well, believe me, it only seems that way. He is. By the way, the 49ers are off the field and the Dolphins are punting here. So exchanging a couple punts on the opening drive, we have Jacob Cowing. Again, he slips an awful lot. Jacob Cowing returned that punt, not for much, but he slips down. His own feet come out from underneath him at an alarming rate. They really do. Look, Kyle, I think, has been absolutely suffering from coaching writer's block. So maybe that's what you're detecting. But believe me, he is putting together strategies to beat teams. I think more than anything else, what's hurt the 49ers in their quest to beat anybody is the fact that their wide receivers have just been dreadful. There's a ton of things going on. But I did a video with Krueger earlier, just this week, saying that there are a lot of moving parts to the disappointment of this year. But I don't think you can begin or end a conversation with more responsibility for the disappointment than with that wide receivers room. They've been dreadful all season long. Brock has almost identical numbers to the numbers that he has throwing against zone as he did just a year ago. Against man, his numbers have fallen off of a cliff. And that isn't because Brock has fallen off of a cliff. It's because Debo and Ayuk essentially have both been playing with, even though Debo's perfectly healthy, he might as well have a torn ACL. He's been so hard to find helping this team get into the win column. Ricky Pearsall has been a massive disappointment. Even when you factor in all the time missed and the weird situation that he was in by getting shot in downtown San Francisco earlier this year, he's still been a disappointment on top of that from a football standpoint. And again, Cowing can't get involved offensively. Juwan Jennings is the only wide receiver who actually showed up to play. The amount of guys who actually showed up to play offense for the 49ers, Brock Purdy, Juwan Jennings, George Kittle, Dominic Pooney, there's your list. There's your list. Everything else has been not good enough. Not good enough, kind of all the way around. So we got Denisio checking in from Hoboken, baby. What up, Hoboken? Good to have you in here. Jersey. Let's see. Redskins beat the Eagles. There you go. I believe they're the Commanders, but again, I never, ever was offended by the term Redskins, and I refuse to be. Selective outrage. I select not to be offended by that. Here's the thing. The Jets had to beat the Rams. That game's in the books. So Niners are home for the postseason. Jamie says they cannot draft. They cannot draft early. A lot of swing and misses on first-round picks, obviously, but quite a bit of contact in later rounds. It's weird. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying you're not telling the total story. They can't draft well early, but they've drafted very well late, and they actually had a pretty good draft last year, even with the disappointments of Guerrero until just recently. And unfortunately for him, he got hurt. Cowing and Pearsall have been disappointments as well. By the way, we are flipping balls back to Patrick Taylor on first down. Looks like he picked up about 4, maybe 5 on that. We're seeing Patrick Taylor Jr. involved in today's game because you're running out of bodies. He might be better prepared for today's game had Kyle turned to him in situations where I thought giving Patrick Taylor a carry or 2 might have been a good idea earlier in the year. But again, he's only had 14 carries all year. And oh my God, Deebo Samuel handed the ball in the backfield and he runs for about 7 yards. There's a flag on the play, though. Flag on the play, and it's holding. No wonder why Deebo was sprung. No wonder why Deebo was sprung. Holding on Aaron Banks, so that's coming back, and really that was maybe Deebo's best run of the whole year. Part of the initiated, Michelle Haberman, loving my red star. Oh yes, members of the initiated get pretty little stars. The longer you be initiated, the more colorful your stars get. And thank you, Michelle. And Merry Christmas to you and yours. All right, 909, 908. Ball is snapped. Flag on the play. Is this a false start again on the 49ers? Yep. False start on George Kittle. Come on, George. Better than that. Kyle already muttering to himself on the sideline. 2nd and 17. We're underway, boys and girls. We are underway. 9 minutes, 8:58, 8:57, 8:56, 8:55, 8:54, 8:53. Hopefully that helps you sync up. 2nd and 17, Purdy and shotgun, where he spent way too much time all year. Oh, Patrick Taylor actually made a nice cut block, but his guy still sacked Brock Purdy there. So 3rd and very, very long. Let's see if Kyle actually has the instincts to force something to happen in a game that doesn't matter, or is he going to go total like disappointing, draw play, run play here, something that's just designed to die quickly before he punts it away again, or is Kyle going to gamble a little? On 3rd and 23, there's not a lot of plays in the playbook for that. Yep, there you go. Hand off to Kyle Juszczyk. Nothing says more. We're just throwing this play away than handing the ball to Kyle Juszczyk. Okay. A thrilling start between two teams down in Miami. Thank you so much to John Brennick. Merry Christmas, Damon. As always, thank you for the watch party. John, thank you. Merry Christmas to you and yours. Certainly appreciate it. Again, we used to go live at the 2-minute warning of the second half. Now we're just doing watch parties, and they've been some of the biggest crowds, some of the most people in the room that we've had all year long. So we're going to keep doing them. Even though the season is over, we'll still hang out together. Honestly, I have a ton of fun doing it. As long as my wife is willing to look after the boys while we're doing this, we can keep doing this. But John, thank you very, very much. Merry Christmas to you and yours as well. Whoa, we got Red Jet in the room. Red Jet. Hello, Red Jet. Merry Christmas to you. Damon, if you had a cocktail right now, what would you have? Loner? It's always a brown liquor cocktail. It's always whiskey something. Again, the bottle's right there. The Michter's bourbon is ready to go. This is what the last few weeks of 49ers football have been doing to us here. It's been rough going. Rough going. Ruben says, Damon, what's with the rainbow shirt in the background? This is Ike of Ike's Sandwiches. This man right here is a sandwich genius of the first degree. And his shirt says, "You are beautiful. Love Ike's." So that's what that is. By the way, if you order your Ike's now, very good chance it could get there by halftime. Or at least, beginning of the third quarter, just after halftime. And I'm telling you, man, if you are new here, like we got a guy watching from New Jersey. I don't think there are any Ikes in New Jersey. This is what you get at Ike's. You get a Damon Bruce, if you don't mind me saying. Damon Bruce suggests the Damon Bruce. I am steak sauce, beer battered onion rings, provolone. That is Dutch crunch. I am much more of a soft French bread kind of guy than I am a Dutch crunch guy. I usually leave the tomatoes off. I add onions. I add jalapenos. And there you go. I am delicious. Again, if you don't have an Ike's near you, you might want to move. I will say this. My man is expanding quickly and rapidly, over 100 locations now. So hopefully there will be an Ike's near you soon. That's my wish. My wish for you. It's like the Steve Martin famous Saturday Night Live holiday sketch. My wish is for all the children in the world to be singing in harmony. My second wish is for $30 million. What's his fourth wish is for encompassing power over all living beings. Or no, that was his third wish. His fourth wish is for a month-long orgasm. These are good times. Anyways, it is wonderful to have you here. The Niners have given the ball back to the Dolphins. So here the Dolphins are on their second drive of the game, 7:30 on the clock as they snap the ball here in the first quarter. Little pass to the sidelines underneath from Tua there. It is great to have you, though, here. I really, really mean that. Thanks so much for being here. We are brought to you by BetUS. 150 sign-up bonus on BetUS. When you use promo code YouTube150, you get the 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000 over on BetUS. And thanks to our good pals at the Dubliner as well for supporting us, along with Ike and all the efforts to make this channel grow. And the only thing you got to do to help this channel grow today is hit like and hit subscribe. Those are free. That takes no money, nothing. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, one button. Thank you very, very much. Okay. Again, thanks as always for the supers. Little Wayne, we'll try to get to them when they come in. Merry Christmas, Damon, to you and your family. Sending our love from SFO Operations. Oh, what a busy couple of days SFO is about to have. Oh, my God, Wayne, good luck to you and everyone at the airport during the holiday madness. There is an awful lot of it for sure. Thank you very, very much, Wayne. Thank you very much to 650 coming again with a $50 super chat. Love to you, brother. Thank you so very much. Your generosity week to week is certainly well documented and noticed. I thank you very, very much. Let's see what the Dolphins do here on 1st and 10 from midfield. Tua loads one up, and he throws. The Dolphins are going to be right outside of the red zone. Nice little strike there by Tua, but oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi! Indeed. Unfortunately, with the 49ers eliminated, we will not be at
Maximum
Football! We're not going to be at Maximum Football anytime soon, unfortunately. Might be the NFL draft the next time you hear that Maximum Football sounder. 650, you're the man. Thank you very, very much. Fred Warner, all over a run play. Anybody missing Devondre Campbell? Me neither. Anthony, how about them Commanders? Where's Mom? And did you, my message a week ago about Butcher Boy, did I get your message a week ago about Butcher Boy? Anthony, I get him a lot of messages about Butcher Boy, so I don't know exactly which one you were saying that was, but I got crazy love for the Butcher Boy. Commanders get it done today? That wrap up with a win? All right, 2nd and 10 here for Tua and the Dolphins. Little swing pass to Mostert. Didn't go far. Let's see, we got Vikings and Seahawks tied at 7. Patriots actually leading the Bills. Jaguars and Raiders. No one should ever have to watch that game. What do we got? Buccaneers at Cowboys as our Sunday nighter. Ugh. There you go. Commanders beat the Eagles. Look, when Jalen Hurts left that game with a concussion, you could kind of see that one coming, right? It was 21-7 Eagles in the first quarter, and then 22 fourth quarter points by the Commanders to get that win. Big win. Tua fires one downfield, all right into Tyreek Hill's breadbasket. Diamador Lenore is going to celebrate that like Tyreek Hill did anything other than drop it. That could have been a touchdown, though, and instead it's 4th and 9. Let's see, did Lenore actually get his hand on that? Lenore buckled up the seatbelt like he had something to do there. Decent pressure up the middle. Diamador Lenore did get his fingertips on that ball. That is a touchdown. Without Diamador Lenore, I mean, I don't know if Diamador Lenore gets his fingertips on that ball had he cut his fingernails last night. But he did enough to change the flight path, and here's Jason Sanders on now for a field goal instead of it being already 7-0 Miami. Great play, all things considered, by Diamador Lenore. I didn't know what he was celebrating there, but upon replay, he did get his hands on that ball. All right. Pull all the starters today. Play some news guys. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, it's I wouldn't have Brock Purdy play very much of this football game. I don't need to know anything more about Brock Purdy. Weird year for him, weird year for the entire team. Find out if Tanner Mordecai can honestly be a backup quarterback for you next year. Let him start a few games. Stephanie, what's good Debo plays? We always seem to get back on penalty. What good Debo plays we always get seem to go back on penalties the whole year. Stephanie has just been one step forward, two steps back for the offense, for him, for all wide receivers, basically. I mean, it's been a frustrating year. And yeah, the 49ers have shot themselves in the foot on converted third downs. It feels like it happens weekly. It really does. Philip, hello to you. JP from the 510. Shout out to the Red Star initiated. Is that Damon spelt incorrectly? Or do you put it like a Damon? Geppetto. Tankathon time. Tankathon. Look, I don't. Here's the thing. Don't hurt next season by picking up unimportant victory at the end of a disappointing season. That's the way I would look at it. I mean, you play to compete, but if you go out of your way to compete with your best punch not being thrown, yeah, that's a tankathon formula, and I'm all for it. I'm not, this season's over. Without it technically being over, this season's over. Pot Liquor Hound, welp, I'm here since there's not a lot worth watching. Yeah, well, thank you. I'm glad that you are here, and hopefully we can keep you entertained in spite of the fact the 49ers are playing football here. Kim, thank you. You're more entertaining than the game. That's why I'm here. Who would have ever thought? I mean, think about all the money Fox spent on Tom Brady. Think about all the money CBS has spent on Tony Romo. You could have had me for half of their salaries. You really could have. No, baseball is soon. I don't know if that's going to encourage anybody either. And baseball's not soon, by the way. We're a long ways away from I guess you start getting a spring training mid-February, right? So, yeah, I guess. It's amazing how much I used to care about baseball and how little I tend to care about baseball now. And let me tell you, the news yesterday, and gosh, this news hurt. Rest in peace, Ricky Henderson. Again, the season in Oakland could not have been any worse. The ties between the city of Oakland and baseball could not have been more ripped away by John Fisher. Other than that, baseball is officially now over in Oakland, now that Oakland's greatest athlete, maybe ever, Ricky Henderson, is gone. Coolest dude in the history of Major League Baseball. Nobody looked better. Goodbye, Ricky. We will miss you forever. That guy was awesome. Hey, what do you know? Ricky Pearsall sat down in his zone at midfield. Brock throws him the ball. He decides to catch it. And the 49ers are beginning their third drive of this game with a big play over the middle. Ricky Pearsall, he just ran to space. The Dolphins playing zone. And that play worked. That play worked. By the way, Anthony says it was a serious message. His aunt passed away. Thank you very, very much, Anthony. I do remember that, and I did reach out to Butcher Boy. I talked to Butcher a bit still. So thank you very much, though, for letting me know. Radio is one big, small family. And even though I'm not technically in that family anymore because I'm no longer on the radio here in the Bay Area, I know an awful load of those guys and their families, and thanks for letting me know. Got nothing but love for Butcher. Hey, in 2 minutes and about 20 seconds, My friend, your friend, Larry Krueger is going to join us here in the second quarter as our second quarter guest in this live stream watch party. We'll talk about what we've seen so far, not much today, and what the future could hold for the 49ers. Did Jauan Jennings get his hands underneath that? Dolphins are saying that's not a catch. Let's have a little look-see. Jauan did get his hands underneath it. No, that ball hit the ground. That's not a catch. Mike McDaniel is going to challenge that. And that ain't a catch. Jordan Poyer was standing right there. He was all over it. Sorry, Jauan Jennings. Not the best throw of Brock's season either. Zothmus, like button, perma-smashed. Well, thank you very much for permanently smashing like buttons when you're watching what we're doing over here. It helps the show grow. YouTube pushes it to more people. Hey, you want to watch this? Hey, are you a Niner fan? Hey, are you depressed? Hey, you got clinical holiday depression? Well, this is the show for you. 3rd and 6 from just over midfield here for 49ers. Brock Purdy, let's see what we got. Ricky Pearsall in motion. Little underneath to Ricky, who looks like he got stood up a yard shy of first down. Ricky turned around just a little early. He thought he had down in distance. He didn't. He should have taken that route just a touch deeper, on 3rd down. Kyle, if you punt on 4th and 1, I'm telling you, okay, good, he's not. 49ers are handing the ball off. They gave it to Patrick Taylor, and it's a first down. Again, if Kyle was going to hand off right there, I think I would have ended this live stream, because if the Niners aren't going to work today, I'm not going to work today. Uh, 510 Steve, you are right. Mike McDaniel has been in Miami for 2 years, and he already looks like he is part of the cartel. He looks like he is handing out 8 balls at the Pirate Club. He really does. Now I know that Mike McDaniels used to have like a drinking problem, so we're not trying to attach him to any, but he does. Mike McDaniel looks like how about this? If he doesn't look like a cocaine dealer, he looks like a guy who's got a cocaine dealer on his phone. Pay Brock 3 years, $100 million. I don't even want to get into the Pay Brock debate here today. I don't want to talk about what that's worth. He's going to make an awful lot more money than that. So there you go. Bosa plays too far outside. It's the principle of the wide 9. But I'll agree with you. It feels like Bosa is part of the reason why he's a step away. That ball came out of Patrick Taylor's hand and into the hands of a Miami Dolphin whose helmet pops up as who is that, Jones? Wow. Bad luck interception, not Purdy's fault. Patrick Taylor Jr. had that ball hit him in the hands. It popped out of his hands. Patrick Taylor again. Yeah, ball. That ball's on the ground. I'm sorry. Throw the challenge flag. That ball is on the ground. That is not an interception. That is an incomplete pass. That is an incomplete pass, boys and girls. That ball was on the ground. Although, honestly, let Miami have it. 49ers don't need to win this game. Give it to Miami. Every break, go Miami's way. No pass rush whatsoever. All day to throw. It's been a part of the season's problem. It really has. All right, so they're going to take a look at this one again. Yeah, 49ers still got the ball. It's 2nd and 10. Oh, my God, Brock is under center. What do you know? Looks like football that your daddy. Oh, no, wait a minute. There's a challenge flag. There's a challenge flag, and the cocaine coach is going to have a look. That's it. I probably shouldn't call him that. Yeah, that's got to be a Miami challenge. Hey, Jon Snow. Don't say he does not know. He knows nothing. Thank you very much. Liking and subbing, my man. I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, Big Mac. That was a hell of an effort. It was a hell of an effort by Jones to go, thinking that he had an interception, pulling one right up off the turf, but that ball hit the ground. Chef A, Mike McDaniel is hot, but what do I know? I don't know if a lot of people have ever said that out loud. Mike McDaniel, I'd say, checks the box of cooler than he looks cool. I don't know if he is a classic handsome man in any way, shape, or form. But what do I know on that subject? Nurse Johnny, what the fuck? Anyone else tired of seeing our receivers and running back not catching catchable balls and just bat it up to get intercepted? Again, that's where the season has fallen apart. These wide receivers and anyone catching the football, not named George Kittle or really Juwan Jennings, has been a flippin' adventure all year long. And it's part of it is, I think, at the heart of the reason why they're pretty much not a 9 or 10 win football team right now. These wide receivers have fucking sucked all year. Just been awful, awful, awful. WK wants to know, are brown paper bags over our heads acceptable, or do Browns have that trademarked? Look, it's a disappointing year. You are not at the, I'm so colossally embarrassed to be rooting for this team, I can't show you who I am anymore. The Niners have been a disappointment. They're not an embarrassment. They've been a massive disappointment, but they're not an embarrassing football team. Go watch other bad football teams. Embarrassing is really easy to find when you look at some of them. This has just been disappointing more than it's been embarrassing. But if you got to go bag over the head, you got to go paper bag, because plastic bag, again, you learn that when you're a kid. That's dangerous. Don't want to put the plastic bag over your head. Anthony says, watch it, Damon. There was a Miami coach that got fired for doing cocaine with a hooker back in the day. Yeah, he is the 49ers offensive line coach, George Forrester. Greg Forrester. That's who it is. Again, it's California, it's San Francisco. We like to party. Yeah, that right there. That ball is on the ground. So you lose a timeout, Miami. Feel the shame, Mike McDaniel. He has lost 12 of 16 career challenges, according to the lower third graphic on this broadcast. Mike McDaniel, good at a lot of things, challenging, not one of them. Don't pay Brock, loser. Steve, they're going to pay Brock. They're going to pay Brock more money than you're ever comfortable with. And if you got a problem with that, you're going to need to start rooting for another team. Like I'm just telling you, it's happening. It's happening. And by the way, he has more playoff wins than anybody in this franchise's history, not named Montana and Young. I mean, he's a loser shit. Like, if you got to go suck Grant Cohn's dick, there's a channel where you can do that. Not over here. Okay? Not over here. The no helmet was awesome. It was NorCal Refrigeration and HVAC. The way his helmet popped off and he still almost had an interception, it was impressive. It really was. All right, what do we got? A timeout. This first quarter is taking way too long. Holy shit. Way too long. Big Mac 8675, by the way, used to live out here in California, had to move to Green Bay for work, and he still watches. Thank you very, very much, Big Mac. I'm a bit late to the party, but super happy to see it's been a full year being an official Plus member. Going to celebrate with safety today. Oh, yes. Stay very, very safe wherever you are. Is Smiley Dan in here yet? If he's not in here yet, he's probably getting safe right now. Be safe, everyone. Be safe. Oh, Eagles defense should be wearing paper bags. Yeah, if you've been a member of the Initiated for 12 months now, you've officially given it the office. Thank you so very, very much, Big Mac. Let's see. Yeah, play Abinaconda. I hear you, Joji. I want Abinaconda to get on this ball in the next drive. Patrick Taylor Jr., there's been reasons to not be impressed. By the way, Debo catches a ball. The 49ers, God bless them, they're in the red zone. Another part of the year where their entire year has gone to die. Patrick Taylor actually takes the ball and runs for a first down. Good bounce back play there, Patrick Taylor Jr. And that is going to be the final play of the first quarter. Final play of the first quarter. It is 3-0 Miami, but the 49ers got the ball. They are in the red zone. Not that that's been a good thing for them all year, but that is indeed where they are. Thank you for being here. It means an awful lot that you're here right now. Let me, during this quick commercial break, let you know that we are brought to you by BetUS. Use promo code YouTube150 when you sign up for a 150% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. Hopefully you've made that first deposit months ago and you're way, way up by now. Get to that Ike's Love Rewards program when you sign up for Ike's, the best sandwich in the world. Hopefully there's one around you soon. We love you, Ike's. We really, really do. And wash down those sandwiches at the Dubliner West Portal, baby. That's my spot. I love the Dubliner West Portal. Go say hi to Kenny and John. Let them know that the show sent you. Best Guinness pull in the city of San Francisco. Love me some Dubliner, and you will too. Get to the Dubliner West Portal. Krueger should be coming on in here in a little bit, but it wouldn't be Larry Krueger on YouTube if it weren't a little bit late. We all know that. Let me go ahead and get this back up. Thank you so much to Dubliner. Today's live stream powered by BetUS. And again, it's great having you here. Hit like and subscribe if you have not already. Please hit that thumbs up. Again, thank you so much to Joe. Safe at all time. Joe has kept me very, very safe this year. Joe, we still got half a jar of safety sitting over there in the garage. So thank you very much. The ganja jar is right there. Ooh, there it is. The JJ Raider Memorial Ganja jar. It's doing very well this holiday season. Thanks to you and yours. Drew Cortez Hernandez says Debo Samuel's more worried about his pregame attire than he is about playing football. Well, look, that's like low-hanging fruit. It's easy to say that. But I'm going to tell you right now, Debo thinks that he is a level of star in this league, and he's lying to himself. Like, Debo, no one really gives a shit what you wear. Nobody listens to your podcast other than Bay Area radio producers looking to pull stupid sound bites from it. If every single team in the NFL was disbanded for a draft right now, there would be 50 wide receivers selected before Debo Samuel was selected. And he is, paid handsomely for reasons that are harder and harder to understand. Brock Purdy had a player shoot the gap, got him down by his feet. Terrible blocking there in the red zone. Red zone about to come up short. Good Lord. That was just awful. Aaron Banks, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Aaron Banks just let a high school level swim move go right over him. Aaron Banks is not back on this team. And what a disappointment. I thought Aaron Banks was going to be like a Pro Bowl level. Oh, Deebo Samuel showed up on that play. Deebo Samuel has scored his second touchdown of the season, and he broke 2 tackles to get there. One of the better moments of the year for Deebo Samuel. Wow. There you go. Like, I wonder how many people even have Deebo Samuel starting in fantasy in a week where you got leagues deciding championship games. So, wow. Red Jet, I love the stream. I love when the stream tells me before I see it, oh, you're a little bit behind me. I don't want to play spoiler here for you. All right, Jake Moody. Point after touchdown is through. Let me recap quickly. The 49ers entered the red zone, and then they scored a touchdown. That hasn't happened very much this year. That has not happened very much this year. Hold on. I'm going to freaking text Krueger. There he is, Indiana Jim. Yeah, we gave Deebo his official nickname once a month. He's Mr. Once a Month. Deebo will have a good game for you once a month. 49ers really needed big games out of Deebo before the games didn't matter anymore. But here we are. Here we are. Right here, Damon, I started Deebo over Tyreek. That's a bold move. It is paying off for you on some level right here and now, though. And that is kind of incredible, all things considered. Oh, there he is, boys and girls. Your favorite 49er content creator, the hardest working man in show business himself, Larry Krueger. Krug, I actually thought you were going to be joining me from your couch, like over the iPhone. You went in studio for this bad boy.
Well, I've got the TV setup out here too, so I might as well go to the setup.
Very nice. Oh my goodness, it's Larry Krueger, boys and girls, joining us as our second quarter guest. What do you think so far, Larry? I mean, how come Abinaconda is not getting a little run after we saw Patrick Taylor Jr. put a ball in jeopardy? I thought the Dolphins had themselves a hell of an interception right there, but that call was right. That ball was on the ground.
Is he even active? I didn't see who was inactive today. I'm still looking for the inactive list.
Abinaconda is active today, I believe.
Let me just look that up. But yeah, I mean, believe me, when you see him, you're going to love him.
He's got to be. I mean, they can't just dress Patrick Taylor today, right?
No, they have other guys. I mean, they have Keyshawn Vaughn.
Right. Has he been elevated? Did he get elevated from the practice squad? I saw that Jalen Graham's and Austin Pleasance, who's backup offensive lineman, they got promoted to the active roster today. I didn't see about Keyshawn Vaughn.
So the inactives today were Josh Dobbs, Trent Williams, Isaac Guerrero, Jake Tongas, Khalil Davis, Robert Beal, Rock Ya-Sin. So they're both active. So we'll probably see him. We'll see him at some point. But they wanted to give Patrick Taylor the first run. He's been here the longest. He probably knows the offense the best. But you saw him fumble a couple times. You saw him fumble. You saw him slip down. I mean, he's had a couple nice plays, but he's also been kind of iffy with the football in his hands. But the Niners are up 7-0 on the Deebo touchdown.
Deebo's best play of the year.
I was transitioning to the studio right then, so I didn't get to see the full context of everything.
So he ran through 2 defenders. He ran through a defender at about the 6-yard line, and then another one at the 5-yard line, and that was some full Deebo. That was the best you've seen out of Deebo all year on that touchdown. I think they're going to show you the replay right here, right now. Oh, no, they're going to give you a Deebo disappointment montage from Week 15, and there are certainly plenty of plays to look through. There he is, running through dudes. Deebo, lots of legs and thighs.
Took his eye off it. Simple as that.
Oh, seriously? They're keeping that ball? Is that like a record ball for Debo? It's the second touchdown of the year. That's how disappointing it has been. Tua finds Tyreek Hill just sitting down in space, tackled from behind by Hufanga, who's out there with a club on his hand again. Larry, when we start talking about guys coming back next year, I got Hufanga on my list. Do you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They love him. I mean, he'll be back for sure. I think, I mean, that's the bright spot of this year has been, they've got this young defensive backfield that has Hufanga, Jair Brown, Malik Mustafa, Darrell Luter, Demo Lenore, Renardo Green. I mean, it's a really good young secondary. So that's probably the highlight of the year so far.
I think so, man. I think so. It's certainly the highlights of the year cannot be found anywhere on offense. The discovery of Dominic Pooney becoming a legitimate NFL player is probably your highlight of the year. I mean, offensively, in terms of, at least you got that going for him. Do you think do you think like Shanahan's like playing to win today? At some point, might we see a Tanner Mordecai in this game, or is that going to be reserved for the end of the year? Because playoffs
won't be today. It will definitely not be today.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to ask Shanahan about Mordecai and the possibility of taking a look at Mordecai, and the PR guy was like, hey, it's much more of a after we get eliminated question. So, because you'd have to also make Dobbs was inactive. You'd have to make both guys inactive.
What, you had to run your question past a PR guy before you asked it? What?
No, but I mean, on that one, I was asking him about Mordecai. Can we talk about Mordecai today? And he's like, let's talk about Mordecai next week.
Okay.
So, in other words, Mordecai's not playing this week.
Right.
So, and I didn't really expect Mordecai to play this week. I just meant, do you want to see Mordecai, period? And it sounds like they may. Sounds like they may want to see him at some point in one of the games before the end of the year.
You have to. I mean, there's a very good chance.
Well, there's different ways to look
at it. Like, he could be your primary backup next year. So you got to see if that's a job he's comfortable with.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to make sure that you got a good evaluation on him, because there is no off season, there's no fall ball or winter league or anything like that. So whatever you're going to get out of him, you got to get. I think I'd like to see him start in that Arizona game in Week 18. Because why not? And then you can find out what you have. And I think I'll say this, I'll make the prediction right now. I think if he gets that start, people are going to sit there and go, wow, this guy's a little bit more than we thought. And that will be one of the conversations going into the offseason, which is a good thing. That's a good conversation to have. Hey, our backup quarterback actually has got some juice.
Yeah.
Because I think he's got the biggest arm of the Niner quarterbacks, all of them included. And I think he's obviously got the fastest foot speed. So he's got talent. I mean, I know a lot of people look at him and say, no, he's a nothing. But when you've got the best arm, he's got one guy that I know described his arm as a cannon. Now, I don't know if I'd call it a cannon, but it's definitely better than the other quarterbacks in this camp and on this team, I should say. And probably, his 40 times 4.46. So he's, I want to see what that looks like on the football field.
CVP wants to know here. Oh, Brock needs more help. Thank you, Thomas Tyson. I clicked on the wrong chat there. I hope that's vodka on the rocks, Larry. What do we say? Water. Yeah, I'm just sipping water.
Vodka on the rocks. Yeah. What is this, 1977?
Hey, it's the holidays, right? I mean, if you want to start your holiday parties a little early.
I like drinking, but I'm more of a social drinker than I can't really do the drinking. And
you're not a cry for help drinker doing a vodka on the rocks at 2:00 in the afternoon. That's good.
I'll tell you this: when I worked in college at a bank, there were a lot of old people would come in at the holidays just plastered, absolutely drunk as hell.
Those are good days. By the way, Rita Thomas with the super, guessing Dan Marino would carve up this current 49er squad. Rest in peace, Ricky. Other new AFC Bournemouth. Oh, wait a minute. That's a 3-0 Man United. No soccer talk here, Rita. Not never. But thank you so much for the super chat. Really do appreciate that. Dan Marino would have destroyed most modern defenses. That's how good he was. You want to talk about arm talent? There may have never been a human being on the planet with equal arm talent to Dan Marino. I mean, he is on the ultra short list of greatest arms of all time. It's Elway, it's Marino. This is, by the way, this is a list that Joe Montana exists nowhere near. You know, Steve Young had a better arm than Joe Montana. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing with a football. There's no place Dan Marino couldn't have put a football, and it came out of his ear hole at the speed of light. He was special. Meanwhile, though, Ricky Henderson. I know that we're going to talk about him a little bit tomorrow on Wake Up at the end of the show, Larry, but what do you think of Ricky's passing? I actually, late Friday night, saw a tweet from Bleacher Dave as like some rumors of this maybe happening were leaking, and not a single person was really reporting it. Bleacher Dave, for those of you who don't know, is a longtime sports talk Oakland A legend out here in the Bay Area. Bleacher Dave said, "It's true, Ricky has passed pneumonia." And I was like, uh-oh, if Bleacher Dave has it, it's probably right. But that still wasn't enough to make me like sit down and do a video. I can't say my source here is Bleacher Dave, but he's tied in. Bleacher Dave is Oakland down to his socks. And a part of my childhood died with Ricky Henderson. Absolutely, Larry. That one hurt.
Yeah. You know, an incredible player. I mean, you know, it's like we live in a world where power is so rewarded over everything else. We respect, we're a power-based society. So we only really respect at our core, we respect power. And power, that is so true even in our sports coverage. We like power. But you know what? So we don't think when we say the greatest players that have ever played, people don't bring up Ricky. And yet Ricky was the best player I ever saw because he had the smallest strike zone and you couldn't pitch to him. And if you try to groove one down the middle, he could hit it out of the ballpark, led the universe in leadoff home runs to start games. He had big power. And then once he got to first base, he was unquestionably the greatest player that ever played.
Right. He's going to third base on 2 pitches.
Yeah. I mean, he's the greatest. He was the greatest. He was the greatest base run. I mean, once he got to first, he was the greatest. And there was a point there where you couldn't pitch to him. His strike zone was tiny. He's 5'9". He crouched. If you watch the A's in the 1990 ALCS against Toronto, where this guy just totally took it over. I mean, just got on first, stole second, stole third, ground ball to short, boom, he scores pop fly, whatever. He scores the Ricky run. He coined the phrase the Ricky run. The guy was totally dominant. He 130 steals in a season, blew away Lou Brock's record. I mean, the guy was absolutely amazing. He was a power hitter. He played he had a longevity that was unbelievable. And you think about all the pounding that it takes on your body to steal all those bases.
Yeah.
And he just, got up and did it again. I mean, he was just an awesome
Superman,
player.
right? The man of steel.
Traded to the Yankees, traded back from the Yankees to the A's. And,
he was made 3 times.
The guy was an amazing player.
He really was.
And I had beers with him a couple times at Ricky's in San Leandro. He would be there on the fight nights, and Ricky was a good friend. He'd be like, "Hey, Ricky Henderson?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, well, "I don't know him, but yeah, he's like, come sit with Ricky and talk about the fights, talk some ball." And so I'd go over there and talking a little ball with Ricky, and Ricky was just a man of the people. He was very, very cool. He was Oakland through and through. He played there. He was born there. He retired there. He didn't move off to some foreign land. You saw him around town. So, yeah, man, RIP to Ricky. I know Dave Stewart well, and Dave put out a beautiful tweet about Ricky, and he was just in my mind. I know a lot of people would say Barry Bonds, and a lot older people would say Willie Mays, but I mean, Barry was a great player, but why was Barry better than Ricky? Ricky was a better stolen base guy, stole way more bases, and Barry hit more home runs, but Ricky could have hit home runs if he wanted to hit home runs.
I thought Barry
wasn't his game.
And I know that Bonds
Ricky was awesome
in Gold Gloves there. Henderson was a better defender. Like I've always said, my all-time starting outfield I'm going to need a DH because Bonds is my DH because Ricky's playing left and leading off. That's just it. We can talk
Bonds
about
in left was great. I mean,
no, he was. But
Barry Bonds was, in my opinion, the best left fielder I've ever seen defensively. And the 93 Barry Bonds, the one that came over from Pittsburgh, that guy was unbelievable. He could play shallow. You couldn't hit it over his head.
Well, that's when he could still move because he hadn't.
His footwork was amazing in the corner.
Well,
and also he knew he had a pop gun arm. Barry never had a good arm, but because he had a pop gun arm, his footwork on the ball in the corner was absolutely perfect. So he'd go down there, and it was like, it was just like choreographed. He was so good down there.
By the way, read it again. Damon, great Ricky tribute yesterday. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Yeah, that demanded an immediate video, and we put it up, and lots of comments, lots of views on that. Again, Ricky, my baseball childhood was I grew up in my childhood room with Cubs posters everywhere. There was one non-Cub on my wall, and it was Ricky Henderson in an A's uniform. So. And I also had the Ricky Henderson Bash Brothers, this thing with Canseco. I had that poster too, but I think that was in the garage.
Ricky was cool, man. The snatch catch.
Absolutely.
I remember young Ricky when he first burst on the scene with Billy Ball. He was awesome, man.
He was the best. He really was. He was the best. Anyways, we get back to this game. Just kind of a YOLO ball there from Brock. He is running.
He rolls left. This is what you never do, young quarterback.
Roll left, throws back across his body, across his field. It's way too high. That was a medicine ball. And Debo, he tried to climb the ladder for it, but didn't happen. 3rd and 10. Yeah, this play is blown dead. Is this on Aaron Banks again?
I don't know. You might be ahead of me. No, it looks like false start on Kittle.
Okay.
Or the right guard. What?
It's Kittle again. That's Kittle's second false start.
Is it Kittle?
I'm not
sure if it is Kittle.
If that was on Kittle, it's his second false start already in this game.
I don't know.
See what's going on here.
I don't know who it was on. It was definitely the right side of the line.
All right, we're looking at 3rd and 14, 8:49 on the clock. Brock is in shotgun. He's got Juszczyk lined up to his left, trips up top. And Brock has got guys at his ankles, and he is taken down, gained, I think, a yard there. So it's not going to be a recorded sack for Miami, but that is essentially a sack of Brock Purdy to end that play on 3rd down right there. 49ers offensive line's been struggling so far in this one, Larry. Purdy's been under duress.
Yeah, I mean, this is, this game, I mean, you think of, to me, it was going to be who could run the ball. And Miami's been really hard to run on since the Green Bay game. And their defense is flying around. Now, can the Niners defend the screen to Achane? That's the big one because that's and of course Tyreek Hill down the field.
Right.
But the Niners' advantage on defense. God, another penalty on the 49ers, another false start on the punt.
Special teams. It's been a beaut all season long. 3 false starts already for the 49ers.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, that's penalties. They don't look sharp today for sure.
By the way, Rita says, Damon, take a poll for Ricky. So we're a certain goal of super chats. It's still many away from a bottle pull, but for Ricky, okay. Larry, I mean, this is for Ricky. You know what? Too, this is for Ricky And for the Krugers, Merry Christmas to everybody. Here you go.
I'll drink my vodka.
He got a water glass full of vodka. Woo! All right, good stuff. By the way, Larry, this is what the watch parties have been like over the last few weeks. This is, if you want to know how the Niners have been playing, this is the level of football.
That's it right there.
Right there. That's how far away were you from the playoffs? That far.
It's been a rough year. It's been a rough year.
It has. It's been a rough year. It's been a rough year. Let me just ask you, what can really be accomplished more than anything else in these final 3 weeks? What do you want to see the priority?
What do I want to see? I mean, I want to see, Ricky Pearsall and Jacob Cowing, whatever they got. Let's see it right now. There's no time like the present. I want to see Izzy Abanaconda because I think he's got potential as a running back. I wanted to see Mason Pline, but now he's on the injured reserve. So there really isn't a lot that I want to see. Maybe a little bit of Drake Nugent. I don't think we're going to. On defense, I want to see Jalen Graham. You just cut Campbell. You have Graham. You don't know if he can play yet. He was good at Purdue. Let's see if he can play. Put him out there. And if he can play, he'll be good. I think he's going to be really good. I think he's going to make a lot of tackles, and people are going to be like, whoa, Jalen Graham can play. Who knew? And then it will be this gigantic – this is the other thing that rubs me wrong. Nobody knew, man. I mean, this guy, nobody thought Jalen Graham was going to – it's like, dude, I've been saying Jalen Graham's good for 3 years. They just haven't put him out there. And they obviously see something that I see because they keep bringing him back. And they found a creative way to bring him back from Washington. So they obviously like him as well. And he was really good at Purdue. And he's he's a great kid. And he flies around. He makes a lot of tackles. He's taken some bad angles. He's at times. He's a young player. He's going to make some mistakes, but
I honestly, I
think
flies
around. He makes plays.
I think those bad angles are, it's tough to get used to NFL game speed when you don't really get out of the NFL practice speed. Game speed's a whole nother level, and that's where the bad angle comes from. If he played more, I agree with you. I mean, he's a guy from Purdue who was impressive in college, and I think he deserves more.
Yeah, he played a hybrid in college, so he was like a hybrid safety linebacker. So that's probably why he's a little slower to develop, or why they were a little, slow to bring him along. But you know what? Now Campbell's out for the year. Now you're going to need some guys, and put him out there. Let's see what he's got. Let's see if he can stop anybody.
All right. Well, we got a 7-6 game. Miami's got the ball back. Raheem Mostert picks up, about 7-8 on his first carry right there. Oh, no, excuse me. That wasn't Mostert.
Ooh, big hit. Big hit from Green. Was that Green? No, that's Mustafa.
Mustafa
coming in. It was Achane.
Yep, Achane ran the ball. Thought that was Mostert. By the way, Wonder Boy, who was happy with that bottle pull, he's got a question for you, Larry. He says, Larry, can you explain how you watch a game live? Do you focus on a particular position, a position group? That's a good question. Where are your eyes usually when you're watching the game?
Well, I mean, I try to just kind of see the play organically and look for whatever stands out. I don't look at any one particular thing. Sometimes I'm looking at a matchup. I mean, like anything else. I mean, it's to me, watching football is the exact same as playing football, in that every single play, I'm always saying to myself, down in distance. What's the down? What's the distance? What do they need? And then see if the defense plays to that down and distance.
Bad tackling everywhere. Mostert didn't even find contact till he was about 6-7 yards downfield. Got a lot of guys reaching, bending at the waist, arms extended, elbows not bent. This is just, watch how bad this is, Larry.
Yeah, I know. I just saw it.
Look at how bad this is. I mean, Devondre Campbell might well still be out there. That's how bad that tackling was. Mustafa tried
through all kinds of guys. Just kind of looks like they're lollygagging on the backside. 94 is not exactly playing with his hair on fire right there.
There you go. Made up for it a little bit there with a decent play on second down. But yeah, I mean, it's one step forward.
Fred Warner on Achane runs and Fred. I mean, that's the thing. Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. Greenlaw's out now with the injury.
What happened to Dre? I totally missed that.
Yeah, he went out early in the game and slammed his helmet down and was like, so he's obviously got some kind of, it's his other leg. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Well, again, this is why I'm taking Dre Greenlaw.
To Malik Washington. Malik Washington is a really good player. This is the rookie from Virginia who I loved in the draft. This guy is one of the most productive players in the ACC, and you see his ball skills there. He just beat Renardo Green. A little slant.
How about that? Do you see that stat? Red zone attempts for Tua. He's 47 touchdowns, 1 interception in his 3 seasons.
I did see that. Wow.
Pretty impressive. I mean, they complain an awful lot. They complain about Tua in Miami like Brock gets complained about here in the Bay Area. They really do. And he still put up better numbers than the level of criticism that he actually gets.
Well, I was talking to Joe Rose about this week, and it's like, he's like, hey, every time they lose, people quote the contract, and it's going to be the same thing with Brock. I mean, every time he wins, people are going to say he's the guy. Every time he loses, it's going to be he's not the guy. It's it's the bottom line is Brock, is he the best quarterback in the NFL? No. But he's a whole lot closer to the best than he is to the worst, and he's the best you got. So here we go. Toss to Achane. Let's see the tackling, and they actually tackled him. Hey,
they did. I'm a good 10 seconds ahead of you, Larry. So I'll try not to spoil the play. But Danny Golding, thank you very much, Danny, for the super. Good to see Niners legend Raheem Mostert. I think he's a really good player. I was surprised they moved on from him. I really was. But, he's a guy that clearly Mike McDaniel prioritized, and you wanted him down in Miami with him. Christian McCaffrey made a lot of guys expendable in the 49ers backfield. Perfect pass from Tua to Tyreek Hill. That's a touchdown. Diamador Lenore couldn't get his fingertips on that one. And Miami just pulled back in front. We got
how's Mooney, I think.
Tyreek Hill revving his motorcycle for us here. Yeah, that was Mooney Ward. Again, it wasn't bad coverage. It's just Tyreek Hill's good, and that ball was placed perfectly by Tua. Boom. Yeah. Nice play, Miami.
Little out to against Ward. But as far as, what do I look for? It depends what I'm watching. If I'm watching the Niners, I mean, this is a team that I know all the personnel. I know all the players. I know what scheme they run. So I'm looking for very particular things sometimes, maybe a particular matchup or I'm just following the ball. But if I'm watching college football, I typically watch it just to see who really stands out. Really stands out in any phase of the game, on the offensive line, the defensive line, the quarterback. I'm looking for big plays like everybody else, but I'm really looking for big movements, athleticism that separates on film that you look at and you're like, oh, wait a second, that's a pro player. That was a huge hit or a huge. I was watching the game the other day, and Mario Anderson, Memphis is running back, Mario Anderson or something like that. Kind of a powerhouse running back. He looked really impressive, and I watched him, and then all of a sudden I looked him up, and sure enough, he's a South Carolina transfer. He had a big year in South Carolina, went to Memphis, better opportunity, some NIL money, and he's in the draft this year. So kind of a wide-based runner, very powerful, breaks a lot of tackles, and is going to be a good NFL running back for sure. And he looked great in the bowl game the other day for Memphis. So I usually in college ball, I just watch for players and who stands out player wise, because I don't care about the scheme, and I don't really have that much of a rooting interest. I kind of root for Texas A&M, but other than that, I don't really have a rooting interest. So
Aggies? Why Aggies?
Well, because I went to I'm from San Francisco, so I didn't my dad went to USF, so we didn't have like a college football team, and my best friend as a little kid was this kid who moved from Houston. His dad was a big oil guy, and they moved from Houston, and Cal happened to have a 1978-79 home and road with Texas A&M. So then they dragged me out to a Texas A&M Cal game and did the whole A&M alum party and the whole deal. And they're like, "You're an Aggie fan." And so I really didn't have a team at that point. So I started rooting for Texas A&M, and I just have been rooting for Texas A&M ever since.
You got indoctrinated as a young man, and it stuck with you.
Oh, it was Curtis Dickey, and I can going way back. A&M's had a good program. Jackie Sherrill was the head coach when I became a fan. So,
well, and Kyle Field is a monster too.
Yeah, right? Kyle Field now is absolutely an amazing. They knocked down the old Kyle Field and dug it deeper, so it's just like a deeper hole. But it's an amazing place, and now my wife's niece goes there. She goes to Texas A&M. So we talked some Texas A&M around some of the family gatherings.
Nice. What do you think happens with Sorensen at the end of this year? Is he back, or, there's a part of me that would like to see the Niners get so thoroughly destroyed over the next 3 weeks that Kyle really does think continuity isn't the name of the game, an upgrade is the name of the game. I don't think Brandon Staley is going to be back in any capacity. And asking Nick Sorensen to be the guy next year sounds like a really good way to enter next year with more questions than answers.
That being said, I mean, they're the number 3 defense, the number 2 pass defense. How they finish the year is probably going to dictate a lot of it. I asked Mayoko if he reported that. He said, no, he didn't report that Sorensen was coming back, but he thinks there's a very good chance that he does come back because of that top 3 ranking. But we'll see how they defend in this game. I mean, we'll see how they defend the rest of the way. Personally, I think I would look for more of a star defensive coordinator, but the players like him, and they want to stay with their same scheme. They don't want to change their scheme. They like their wide 9. So, I mean, I would try to get a star coordinator. I'd try to get a Saleh or somebody like that. But
by the way, big play developing here for George Kittle, little tight end screen. Pooney was blocking downfield, leading the way for him. And let's see if the 49ers can get back on the board here with about 3 minutes to play in the first half. Again, thanks everyone for being here for the watch party. Thanks to Larry Krueger for coming on by as our second quarter guest here this week. We, of course, are your hosts for Wake Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. On both of our YouTube channels. You can check it out. Twice this upcoming week. We will not be coming to you on Christmas Day, but we will be coming to you tomorrow morning and on Friday as well. Strike there from Brock to Jawan Jennings. We'll see if the 49ers get another play off here before the 2-minute warning as they are approaching red zone territory. Niners.
Well, and this is where Kyle gets aggressive because they're not getting the ball to start the fourth quarter or to start the third quarter. So he gets aggressive here. And so 2 pretty aggressive plays there. But that last play is something I'd like to see more of, Damon. I'd like to see them move Purdy a little bit. I like when he is, dash left, dash right, the bootleg game. I think he runs the bootleg game exceptionally well. Personally, that's what I'd like to see more of, more bootleg, more moving the quarterback. It gives him a better angle, gives less batted down passes. He sees the field better. The Niners don't have pure burners. They're more slashers, guys who are going to get open running east-west, not necessarily north-south. I just think that when you can move the pocket with Purdy, good things happen. I mean, I know we saw that play earlier where he kind of got flushed. That wasn't moving the pocket by design. That was just him scrambling, and that's a little different. But when you can move the pocket the way you want and have him, knowing that what routes are out there and be able to use some of his ability to scan the field. I like him there because he's very accurate if he can set his feet. And I like it because you can take him outside the pocket. Then he can't get those passes batted down. Seems like where Brock has struggled in some of these games is when, you're in mid-second quarter and he's already had 3 or 4 passes batted down. That's usually when he struggles, when he's trying to throw over the trees, between the tackles.
It's a bad omen play. When Brock is getting tipped at the line of scrimmage, it feels like the Niners are going to go on to lose that game more often than not. It really does. You see one of them even, it's like, just bad omens for the 49ers. And it's been a year of nothing but bad omens around the Niners. I mean, it's funny. While it's happening, it's easy to get all angry at, get wrapped up in moments. Looking back on it with a little bit more, knowledge of what went down and some of the, really true personal tragedies and internal struggles that were going on. Larry, I know why this year all came apart. Like I don't think you can be mad at it if you've really studied the reasons why. You can be disappointed in it for sure. But there's a lot of, and this isn't excuse making, there's a lot of understanding, I think, to be had if you want to understand what happened to the 2024 49ers. There's a lot that equals, well, of course it didn't work out well. Look at what happened. Look at the whole thing from the NFL draft to halftime of the Miami game. If we were just making two piles, things that went right and things that went wrong, I don't know how big the what went right pile is, but the what went wrong pile is like Mount Everest.
Yeah, no question. And, there's always going to be adversity. It's just a matter of, can you overcome it? And there was just an awful lot of adversity this year. There was injury adversity. There was tragedy adversity. There was personnel adversity. There was, scheduling adversity. There was, incredible amounts of rest adversity. It's been a rough year and they haven't been able to overcome it. Now, what could have been able to overcome it? How would they have overcome it? Oh, there you go. Purdy to Kittle for the first.
Kittle, sprinkling the salt.
But I mean, if they were deeper, they could have overcome this. And that's the thing. They to me, what's come home to roost and is all the missed picks in the first three rounds. I mean, a lot of people think day 3 is a crapshoot. Day 3 has kept this franchise where it's at.
Yeah.
Without day 3, they would be cooked because they're not been very good consistently on day 1 and day 2 of the draft. And it's amazing, really. I mean, if you think about it, how many teams could have this deep a roster and have the kind of failure that they've had on day 1 and day 2 of the draft? It's really kind of amazing, but that's how much they've hit on day 3. That's how good their trades have been. I think those are the two elements that have kept them up, kept them afloat.
For the maybe second time in this game, a designed throw to Ricky Pearsall. Little screen behind the line of scrimmage. It did not go far. Brendan Moore came out to block from him. Didn't exactly get a body on anyone. Pearsall goes down quickly. But
it's a red zone. I mean, let's see Kittle. Let's see JJ. I Pearsall. I mean, I thought this would be the Pearsall breakout game, and it looks like they're trying to get him the ball. But I mean, this is where, if Pearsall is going to be really good, this is where Brock to Pearsall's got to be deadly. 2nd and 7 from the 15 in the red zone. This guy, if this guy's got, he can open up against man coverage and this and that, then it's time to do it right here, right now.
First down, Ricky Pearsall.
Let's see him do it.
First down to Ricky Pearsall.
There you go. That's why you have Ricky Pearsall right there, is that he makes that play.
He's in man coverage. He beat it, slant route. It's simple stuff. That's high school stuff. That's day 1 football, route running right there. Nice job, Ricky. Got his little bit of separation.
See, and it was even actually not a great throw. It was thrown behind him. But he makes the catch, and this is where this guy's got to be a major factor right here, right now. Not necessarily in this game, but in this situation. 1st and goal, the deep red zone. Where are they, at the 9?
Yeah, by the way, inside
7.
handoff to Deebo Samuel and no, was that Jennings? Yeah, pardon me. No, it was Deebo. I just saw Jennings getting up from the pile there. Inside handoff to Debo. Really nice play design.
A little misdirection there. I like that.
Yep. No problems there. They're inside the 5 now. 2nd and goal. 1:20 remaining here in the first half. The 49ers.
Now, you know what I would love to see is a little pop pass. Do they have the pop pass where you fake the run and then, because where are they, on the 2, 3?
4-yard line.
4.
Probably 2. You're too far out for a pop. I like a pop from the 2 and in. You know what I mean? But here we go. They're throwing. And Brock's in trouble. Brock's in trouble. Lollipops one out of the back of the end zone. Didn't even try to make a play there.
Action.
That's the right play. Yeah, that's the right play to get
action. He gets flushed. Most guys get sacked. And he throws it away.
Yeah. But that's, again, no problem with the throwaway. Live to fight another down.
Yeah, 2nd and goal.
Live.
Once again, now this is where, if they had different personnel, this is where, how come the Niners, the Eagles, the Ravens, some of these other teams can power it in from here. And this is where the Niners cannot power it in. That's 3 yards. It might as well be 33 yards because they can't be Brendel and Banks. They have no push in the middle on 3rd and goal. So they got to pass on 3rd and goal.
To Kittle, the miscommunication. Brock overthrew him. Was that ball? No, excuse me. Ball tipped at the line of scrimmage. Brendel was just pushed backwards, and that ball lands innocently enough in the red zone, or in the end zone, I should say. But yeah, here's the thing. You're on and goal to go, and Kyle Juszczyk is nowhere on the field. If you can't play power football with supposedly the best fullback in football on your team, why even have him on your team? I think Kyle.
Why kick a field goal here, by the way?
I don't know.
Why not go for it? It's who cares? You're out of the playoffs.
By the way, for those who did want to know, the faint 1% chances of the 49ers reaching the postseason, which even involved like a Week 18 tie between the Rams and the Cardinals. So, there was no chance that was going to happen. But one of the things that had to happen along the way, along with the Niners winning out, was today the New York Jets needed to beat the Los Angeles Rams. That did not happen. So the Niners are out. They're done. They're not going to the postseason. And yeah, kicking a field goal there is just kind of a wasted drive. It's a wasted possession. Jake Moody doesn't need to practice layups. It was a layup field goal. So what's the point there? I really don't know.
Well, it's not about super conservative when you're not in the playoffs to kick the field goal, but whatever. 13-10, you keep playing. But once again, 3rd and goal from the 4, most teams run the ball. Run the ball and run it again on 4th down. That's how you establish toughness. Instead, they passed the ball after they had to throw it away. They got the 1st and goal they got the 2nd and goal from the 4. And they could have had 3 tries. Instead, they get a 21-yard field goal. That's loser ball. That's why you're not going to the playoffs.
It is. Loser ball. It's a loser ball. It is loser ball.
It is.
It is. I remember there was a preseason game where it was like 4th and goal, and this was Mike Nolan era. It's a preseason game where they were down like 2-3 touchdowns, and Mike Nolan was kicking field goals on 4th and 2 from the 2-yard line. And I was like, why? It's the preseason. Now is the time to
they're
work
going
on
for
it. Yeah, of course Miami's going for it. Is Tua going to uncork one? No, he throws it into the ground. Stops the clock. 28 seconds remaining here in the first half. Again, Miami's going to get the ball. Miami will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. So they just don't want to make a mistake here more than anything else, you would think.
Yeah. Well, it's 13-10 at the half. And if you look at some of the numbers, it's not necessarily been a very good half for anybody for the 49ers.
No, it's been an ugly half. We'll go over the box a little bit when we get into halftime here.
But they're just not. I mean, once again, I said it in the pregame. Whoever runs it better is going to win, and the Dolphins are running it better. They've got 14 carries for 59 yards, 4-2 a carry. The Niners have 9 carries for 32 yards, 3-6 a carry. Pearsall, probably the highlight, 4 catches, 37 yards. They haven't been able to stop Achane. Malik Washington has done some good things for them. Once again, 49ers are no sacks, only 1 hit on the quarterback. And Dolphins have 2 sacks and 3 hits on the quarterback. So
Martin says, Kyle Shanahan's a complete idiot. No, but he's been a situational idiot in this season more often than we care to see. Kyle has had a shit year. I don't think he's an idiot. I don't think he's a bad coach. I think he's a good coach who had a bad year around a bad team, and whatever he was going to do to dig this team out of their doldrums with his own offensive prowess, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. Now, I don't know how many, guys who think they carry around offensive genius cards can remain genius status when you've got a group of wide receivers that is among the least productive, most disappointing in the league. But again, it's been a rough year all the way around. You might have wondered, why are the Niners such a disappointment up to this point? Now that you're at this point and you look back, it's clear as day. To me, it's clear as day why this season hasn't gone in the right direction. We are officially at halftime. By the way, Chef A, now a member for 12 months. We're coming up on yearly memberships to people who've been supporting this channel greatly. We thank you so much. By the way, we got over 250 in the room watching live right now. We're only around 150 likes. So this is where I'm going to ask you to do the Lord's work and hit that like button. Make this algorithm grab this show and start throwing it at the good world here over YouTube. Damon Bruce, Larry Krueger. Larry, you want to roll halftime with us? I'll let you go third quarter.
No, I got a jet. I got to go pick something up before the second half. So I got to run.
Who forgot what at the store?
I just got to pick up my son from across the street. He's he's standing over there in the corner. So
I thought for sure it was going to be like a horseradish. That's always someone in our family always forgets horseradish, and there's a late Christmas run for horseradish for a little goes on the prime rib. But Larry, exactly. I will see you 9 a.m. Monday morning, West Coast time, co-streaming, a little wake up for everyone, and we will review whatever the hell happens here in the second half. Thank you so much for being a part of the live watch party, brother. And we'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Have a good night.
Larry Krueger, boys and girls. Larry Krueger. I tell you, Larry's been so helpful to me making this pivot over to YouTube. It's a time of year around Thanksgiving, Christmas. What are you thankful for? Certainly thankful for Larry, for Kevin, for helping me get going over here. It was great that we could finally have him. When he's at Levi Stadium, he obviously can't join a watch party. I'm like, well, there's got to be a road game. Man, Larry's a tape animal. He doesn't want to take his eyes off the game for a second during a game. I'm like, yeah, let's wait until the season's basically over then and then hop on with me. And the season's over, kids. But we're only at halftime here of the watch party. Let's dive into a little box score here. Let's take a look at what the 49ers are doing here at half as a team. 29 total plays, 161 total yards so far amongst 5 drives. They're getting 5-6 a play, 5-9 per play for the Miami Dolphins. 129 in the air. They've given up 141 to Tua and the Dolphins. 32 rushing yards, 59 rushing yards for Miami. Niners are shooting 50% in the red zone, which is, come on, it's their best number of the year, it feels like. 4 penalties, 2 of them on Kittle for false starts. That's got to improve. Little edge in time of possession for the Dolphins early on there. Let's go to the actual box and take a look at what's going on between a little comparison shopping here. Brock and Tua are essentially playing the exact same game right now. Neither guy's been particularly outstanding. Neither has been particularly awful. Only 32 rushing yards on only 9 carries for the 49ers so far. 4.2 yard average from Miami. 49ers have had been challenged tackling. 3 catches, 45 yards for Kittle, 4 catches for Pearsall. I mean, is that a season high for him? Let me just quickly go here. Let me look at a Ricky Ticky game log. We shouldn't be allowed to use the word Ricky in the weekend that Ricky Henderson passes away. Game log. What is catches? 4. Okay, so twice. The next catch, how about that? The next catch Ricky Pearsall has, he will have a career high single game catches here in his rookie season. His 5th will be the most. Okay. There you go. Brock Tua. Oh, my God. Don't buy that coin. Don't buy that Brock Tua coin. I hear you're going to lose your shirt. By the way, isn't it amazing? If you need to know anything about 2024, we live in a world where people took cryptocurrency advice from a girl who is 22 and got famous for a drunken street interview about a blowjob. If that's where you're getting your financial advice, you deserve to lose everything. You really do. Just throwing that out there. Horseradish also delicious in Bloody Marys. That is right, Leslie. No doubt. That is pretty good, though. Brock Tua. It's the Brock Tua game. Hey, don't forget, spits on the dong. Well, yeah, I think that's pretty much covered in the Hawk Tua. I didn't think we needed to say Hawk Tua on the dong. That was a given. By the way, have you seen that Jared Goff play? They just showed it here on the highlight package. Jared Goff looked like, as he was coming away from center, he nearly fell down. I don't know if he actually slipped or that was part of the play design, because it just made everybody stop a little bit and touchdown Detroit. So we put a short up. We'll see how that goes. Run the ball, Kyle. Gary, I mean, I'll say this. The run the ball, Kyle thing, at times in this year, I'm all about it too. Run the damn ball more. How do I have to tell you, Kyle Shanahan, it's time to run the ball more? That just feels silly. You know that. Your dad did that. You have done that in the past. They are on their 5th running back today. They are. They are on their 5th running back. You know, Christian McCaffrey not here, Elijah Mitchell not here, Jordan Mason not here, Isaac Guerrero not here. When you're on your 5th running back, the run the damn ball mantra is a little harder to chant. It really is. So, you know, here's the thing. You want to lose this game. And then you want to lose to the Lions. And then you want to lose to the Cardinals. And then you go to the draft with a better draft pick. That's what you want. No one hurt. Explore your depth. See who's worth bringing back. See who in these last 3 weeks is going to play themselves off the roster. Aaron Banks is doing a big job of that today so far. And that's where we are. Michael Carroll, straight up, straight up trade quarterbacks and head coaches with the Cardinals. Would you do it? No. Straight up trade of Kyler for Brock? Yeah. I think I do that. You know, there is a little bit of difference between number 1 pick in the draft, last pick in the draft, right? But I don't know if you get a better passer, you get a better athlete. You're certainly, you know, losing size, and there's not a lot of people that you can replace Brock with where you're getting smaller, but that would be one of them. But Kyler is a handful, man. He really is. Yeah, no. I guess my official answer to your question is no. Thank you very, very much for the super chat. And here, we're at halftime here of this live stream watch party. We got 240 plus people in the room right now. We do not have 200 likes. That means a few of you could, work a little bit harder on behalf of the show. We would appreciate that. Let's see. We are officially now an hour and 40 minutes into the broadcast. And I need to let you know, as you can read right above my head, that this broadcast is indeed being powered by BetUS. And if you use promo code YouTube150, you get a 150% sign up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,000. So check that out. If you ordered when this game kicked off, chances are the delivery of Ike's is about to arrive. If it hasn't already, Ike has been an incredible supporter and sponsor of this channel. He does business in advertising with no one else but me, and I'm so appreciative of this guy and what he's done to support what we're doing over here. Thank you, Ike. If there's an Ike's near you, order from one quickly. You're going to want Ike's. Again, if there isn't an Ike's near you, it's time to move. It's time to think about putting in that transfer request. The good news is Ike's is expanding so big and so quickly, now already over 100 locations up and down the West Coast and expanding ever eastward. He just opened up a shop in New Orleans, which, by the way, if you sign up for that Ike's Love Rewards program, you get a free sandwich, you get prizes with every purchase, and you will be registered for a super touchdown trip to New Orleans. There is a big game that'll be played there in February. The Niners ain't getting in without a ticket, unless, of course, they win their way in because a Niner ordered a sandwich from Ike's and they're signed up for a possible chance to win a trip for two to New Orleans, thanks to my buddy Ike. So eat at Ike's. You'll be happy that you did, and make sure you wash it all down with the best poured Guinness in the city of San Francisco by my friends at the Dubliner West Portal. Muni drops you off right out front. You don't have to drive. You don't have to hail a cab. You don't have to dial Uber. You can take Muni to the Dubliner and West Portal, and you'll be happy that you did. Kenny and John are ready to take great care of you. Make sure you tip well. It's the holidays after all. Happy holidays to everyone. I hope you're planning on being around family and friends. And look, I also know that the holidays can be really rough for some people. It can be isolating for those people who don't, check the box of a lot of friends and family. You can get the Christmas blues. So I don't know if the 49ers are going to do anything to eliminate your Christmas blues, but hopefully this show will be a part of it. Hopefully coming back to this channel will help you hang out with a group of people who are in this chat. And one of my favorite things about being on YouTube are the group of people in this chat. More often than not, we got just good, smart, reasonable, like-minded folk here in this chat. And it means an awful lot. It really, really does. Oh, we got another super here from Michael saying, Grant no longer in quality control. I replaced him with you as quality control. You tell him that. I know you guys are super friendly. Yeah, I don't think that'll be happening. But I do know this: you're about to actually learn things about football. You're not going to be lied to in the name of propaganda. You're not going to be dealing with someone who is there every day looking at something yet still has absolutely no understanding of how any of this works. So, I'm glad that you're here. Thank you so much for being here. Doc Holliday coming in. Thanks for being my favorite host. Merry Christmas. Doc, thank you. Very Merry Christmas to you and yours as well. I appreciate it. Means an awful lot. According to Lombardi's charts, the 49ers still have a shot at the Super Bowl. Jam 18. Look, Dave loves to drop analytics, maybe more than any other content creator. There is no chart that will be putting the 49ers in the Super Bowl anymore. But I will tell you, I will promise you that his charts will explain that this team has actually been better than its results throughout much of the year. Again, I asked Larry when he was stopping on by in the second quarter as our guest, what do you think of Sorensen coming back next year? And as uninspiring as that sounds, the Niners, according to a lot of charts, still have a measurably pretty decent defense. This team is like all NFL teams. A small handful of plays goes in the other direction, the entire season changes. I think the 49ers, if I could go and basically control the outcome of 4 different plays, they'd be a 10-win football team right now. You know, the 4 different plays are the big return against the Rams all the way back in week 3 that set up a game-winning field goal for the Rams. The Brock interception late against the Rams just a couple Thursdays ago. That was a play that if the 49ers had that back, they could have won that game. There are more moving parts after that. These other 2, you take this one play away, the Niners win. A 97-yard touchdown run to Justin Jefferson in week 2, or a touchdown pass to Justin Jefferson in week 2 in Minnesota. You take that off the board, Niners win that game. Had Devondre Campbell not given up a 50-yard touchdown to Kyler Murray on the first play of that Arizona game, a game that the Niners lose by 1, they win that game. There's 4 wins right there. There's 4 wins right there. 4 more wins. The Niners are a 10-win football team right now, sitting in first place in their division. And that is with all of the headaches and problems still baked into the remainder of the year, too. As unimpressive as this has been, they're this far away from being a 10-win team. Now, you want to say that's excuse making? Go right ahead if that makes you feel comfortable. I'm going to tell you it's a little, hindsight being 2020, sure. Little analysis, whatever word you want to attach to it. I'm telling you, those 4 different plays go 4 different ways. You got 4 more wins. Even with the rest of this year sucking the dick. That ball was offered up by Tua. Looked like it might have been up in jeopardy there for a second, but it falls to the ground without incident. We got terrible Greenlaw formally ruled out. Not at all. Not at all. Dre Greenlaw doesn't need to prove that he can still play football in the end of this year. I'm sure he wants to be out there. I'm sure the battle back of the rehab means you get back to this point where you can start playing football again. Shut that guy down. Give him another 6 months recovering, rehabbing that Achilles tear, and he'll be better off for it. And what you're also going to do by getting Greenlaw off the field is not further expose him to, a level of just wear and tear. And because he's compensating, again, he hurt his other leg. Guys coming back from lower body injuries are usually compensating in a way where something else gets hurt. By the way, this is Talanoa Hufanga's entire year so far. He comes back from the torn ACL, but then this starts hurting, and then that starts hurting. Now he's got other injuries over here that have nothing to do with the ACL, but there's compensation there, and this is why he's been 1 step forward, 2 steps back all year. I love Dre Greenlaw. I would tell him right now, Dre, we're going to sign you to an extension. You're not going anywhere. We just need you back healthy week 1 next year. That's what you need. That's all you need to be. He's not saving this. Jam 18, shut him down. I would. What I would also do is get Brock Purdy off the field for the remainder of the season. I really would. I would get Brock Purdy off this field for the remainder of the season. See what you got in Tanner Mordecai. See if there's any reason to bring Josh Dobbs back or Brandon Allen. Work in your depth chart to work on next year's depth chart in this season. Since, there's a 0 to play for, no matter what a Dave Lombardi chart might show you. I love Dave Lombardi, by the way. All right. So here we are. Oh, a slime time game being promoted. If it gets kids watching football, that's fine. Great. Would they do that Simpsons thing a couple weeks ago? I tried to watch that for a little bit. I was like, who are we kidding? 2nd and 4, Dolphins. By the way, it's 12-17, 16, 12-15. Snap. Ball is away. Javarius Ward saw a ball go through Tyreek Hill's hands there on the sideline, and more than Ward did anything to defend it. Tyreek dropped that ball, so it'll be 3rd down. That's just a long day for any quarterback in football. By the way, Tyreek would not have come down in bounds here either. That was just a little bit of a drifting pass from Tua. Made that hard to catch for Tyreek Hill. 3rd and 4. Can the Niners get off the field before the Dolphins get into the red zone here? 3rd and 4. Tua finds Tyreek Hill. 1st down, but there is a flag on the play. Let's see what the flag on the play is. It's on the offense. Holding. Aaron Brewer. Quit cheating, Aaron. Let's see how bad of a holding infraction this was on Aaron Brewer. Is that Yatir Gross-Matos? Yeah, he was pulled down from his collar. That's a hold. I've been watching football long enough to know you can't do that. So here we go. 3rd and 14, a chance to get off this field and back into this game. Will the 49ers meet this opportunity or let it just blow right past them? Throw underneath. That was an uncompetitive attempt to pick up the 1st down, unless, of course, Mike McDaniel considers this 2-down territory, which he does not. And he should not, honestly, in the situation that he would be looking at, 4th and 7 from about midfield. You don't want to give the team the ball back there. So here comes McDaniel. He says, no, I'm not punting. I'm in field goal range. It'll be a long field goal. What's he looking at here? A 54-yard attempt. A 54-yard attempt. And that's right down the middle. It's amazing how unbelievably routine 50-plus yard field goals are for kickers these days. It is, if you don't have a 50-yard field goal coming off your leg anytime you need it, you can't even play in this league as a kicker. You really can't. Weak-ass 49ers D gave up another scoring drive. Well, they just held the team to a 54-yard field goal. It's not terrible. It's a one-possession game. And, oh, by the way, you don't want the Niners to win it if you're a Niner fan. You really don't. Well, unless you really need bragging rights over the Dolphins fan you know in your life. The Niners do not want to win this game. And if they do want to win this game, we need to adjust their mindset because this season is over, folks. It's over. Next year's draft pick, developing players, that's what I want to use these last 3 weeks to figure out. And it's not exactly happening in this game, not yet. Oh, the spammers are in here now. The spammers are in here now. B. Lauren, we want to see improvement. Improvement? Dude, it's the end of, you've had a crap meal. You're down to your last 3 bites on the plate. You want those 3 bites to be more delicious than the crap meal you just ate? To see improvement? There's no improving this season. I mean, there's no improving. Keep throwing the ball to Ricky Pearsall. Find out whether or not Jacob Cowing can actually play football from scrimmage. I don't think he can. Jake Tongas was a scratch in this game. Why? He should be starting tight end for George Kittle today. George Kittle doesn't need to play another down. We know who he is. That guy is bona fide. Don't need to see another play from George Kittle this year. Why get him hurt? Oh, that's right. You get to Kennedy Center honors tonight. Grateful Dead being honored at the Kennedy Center. I have to put one up in the air and watch that one. B. Lorne says Kittle going to hold out and get traded to Tennessee. No chance. No chance. They're going to bring Kittle back, and Kittle's going to want to stay because Kittle knows that being the single greatest tight end in the history of the 49ers means more to his legacy than anywhere else. Than going to Tennessee? Come on. It's not happening. I think Kittle's got career Niner written all over him. Joji, pull the starters, begin the tankathon. Yeah. CVP, I got a delicious shit meal now, Damon. It's a combination pizza with pineapple, jalapeno, poppers. I mean, you can put a jalapeno popper on anything. I'm interested in it. Pineapple on a pizza. I won't say I've never tried it. I will say I've never really liked it. I don't think there's a reason to attack you, your family, and your personal choices if you're a Hawaiian pizza type of person. I mean, to each their own. It's really not for me, though. Poor man investor. It's going to be very sad for me if the 49ers trade Kittle. I don't think trading Kittle. Although he's one of the few guys that would actually deliver some trade value on this offense. Again, what are you going to do with Deebo Samuel? He's going to be back next year because you'd rather have Deebo, I think, on this team next year than the nothing you would get because no one's trading anything more than a 6th or 7th rounder for that guy. I think Deebo's back. Oh, and Deebo's actually playing halfway decent football today. So at least that's happening. I'm good says, I'm sorry. I'm not for tanking. Well, tanking means at the beginning of the year, your entire year is going to be thrown away almost by strategy and by choice to get like a top 2 pick. The Niners aren't there, but the Niners aren't helping themselves with wins anymore. Again, that's a veteran enough team to where there's no real lessons that anyone needs to learn. The team was in the Super Bowl last year. What is George Kittle going to learn about himself in the final 3 weeks? What is Brock Purdy going to learn about himself in the final 3 weeks? The regular season is no longer a proving ground for the San Francisco 49ers. No one's going to give it. I'm telling you right now, if the 49ers went 17-0 regular season, you would have a group of their fans saying, fuck this team until they win a Super Bowl. 17-0 wouldn't be a good enough regular season for you because the regular season is no longer what any 49er fan cares about. And maybe you could accuse this team of taking its eye off the ball enough to where they should have cared more about the regular season. They believe their own hype, their own bullshit a little bit too much and just, wake us when the postseason gets here and that's when we'll be the team we need to be. Maybe there's an element of that. But regular seasons mean nothing to Kyle Shanahan anymore. What they do in the postseason is all anyone talks about all regular season long anyway. There's not a single week that's gone by where losing to Kansas City in the Super Bowl wasn't brought up by somebody. So there it is. That's all that matters now. So I'm going to tell you, if you can get better draft picks to get ready for next season, which no one will give a shit about until it's the postseason, do that, then close out this regular season because you're trying to play great at the end of a year that's already lost. Again, I call it poor coaching this season. It's not been a great season for anybody on this team. All of them are C pluses. All of them. The entire team gets a C plus. By position, except the wide receivers, they get the F. The wide receivers, more than Kyle Shanahan has sucked, have sucked a lot louder. Kyle Shanahan has been bad at times. these wide receivers have basically been a glory hole. They have sucked all year long. All of them. All of them. Except Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings gets a little bit of love. Every other wide receiver on this team has not covered or cloaked himself in glory. Debo was awful. Ayuk was awful before he got hurt. Pearsall has done nothing. Cowing isn't even allowed to play. Ronnie Bell was a waste of time for so long. Thank God they're out of the Ronnie Bell business by now. Again, 3rd and 1, and you are going to jam your quarterback's head into a sneak? Why? Why would you risk Brock Purdy getting hurt on a quarterback sneak in a game that didn't mean shit? I don't understand that, Kyle. I really don't. By the way, Brendel is out of this game with an injury, I believe, and Spencer Burford is in. Or is he in for Aaron Banks now? Is that it? Hey, diddle diddle. George Kittle down the middle. Again, whatever you do, George, don't get hurt. Whatever you do, do not get hurt. Nice little play there. A play action. Kittle got open. Beat his man. You can't leave a linebacker on Kittle. You'll get toasted. That was the longest play by either team today. A grand total of 28 yards. Niners are now at the red zone. They're on the 20. And whatever this play is, it's going to be brought back with a flag. We got a false start on Patrick Tiller Jr., I believe. Oh, no. Number 14, Ricky Pearsall. What'd you do, Ricky? I mean, come on, man. You know, false start as a wide receiver. Like that's... How are you going to false start as a wide receiver? You can hardly even hear Brock. Damon, you need some Christmas cheer. Here for Dear Santa. Christmas cheer. Isn't the show providing you your Christmas cheer? Isn't that what this is right here and right now? Aren't you feeling cheery? I hope you are. I hope you are. Chef A. Chef A finished The Wire. Penguin, Shogun, Killing Eve. Need more suggestions. No Game of Thrones types. I loved Ozark, Succession, Severance. I'm glad it wasn't. Dude, I thought The Penguin was great. And I'm glad you got The Wire in. Everyone needs to see The Wire in their life. Look at it this way. I don't see Sopranos on there for you. If you've never run through The Sopranos, you got to do that too. Breaking Bad, obviously. Can't go wrong with that either, Chef A. But we're not here to do. I'll tell you what. I just saw a documentary on Netflix about Jimi Hendrix last night. It's an old doc. It's from the 70s about Hendrix right after he died. He was good. You're going to like that Jimi Hendrix guy. Trust me. Still doesn't have castles made of sand. No voodoo child covered in the doc, though. But it's a lot of footage that you see from him. Okay. Brock uncorks one to Deebo Samuel, who stays upright and spins himself down to the 2-yard line. Again, look, we've been bagging on Deebo. He has earned his sandbagging for sure. Deebo's playing well today. Oh, excuse me. That entire play is coming back because it's another false start. Illegal formation on Ricky fucking Pearsall. Come on, Ricky. Dude, you can't be a lousy Ricky in the year, within 24 hours of Ricky Henderson dying. You got to do the name Ricky some justice here. I don't know if that was Pearsall's fault, if that was on Kyle's fault for where he lined up. I don't know, but Ricky shouldn't be in position to making mistakes like he's been making today. Good God. Just nullifying good play after good play with a stupid mistake after a procedural mistake. Debo's like, come on, man, listen to my shitty podcast. 3rd and 13 for Brock. Again, why not just pick up like 7 here? Oh, no, Brock throws to Kyle Juszczyk and doesn't even get the ball to him. What was that? What was that? Juszczyk is just going out to the flat. Purdy, again, he's got a little pressure, but then what kind of pass is that, Brock? That thing went down to his cleats. Threw it right in the grass. Here's Jake Moody lining up for a 41-yarder. Tabor Pepper, lock in. He missed it. He missed it. Lock in. Lock in, Jake. He missed it. You know what? Cut Jake Moody too. The guy that you drafted in the 3rd round has been clearly the worst kicker, and we've seen 3 this year. You know what? Here's the truth, though. Jake Moody just did the Niners a favor there. You don't want to win this game. You don't. You don't want to win this game. But, man, Jake Moody, look at it this way. If Jake Moody were just a kicker that, like all your kickers, was found as an undrafted free agent, whatever. You draft this guy in the 3rd round, and he kind of blows. He really does. He is good to miss a really big kick every other week. Good God. You know, does he have a big leg? He sure does, but it doesn't matter how big your leg is if you spray it everywhere. Guy's like constantly spraying it everywhere. By the way, my Indiana water bottle, Notre Dame, rough on my Hoosiers. But I will say this. Indiana played a closer game in the 1st round than any other 1st round team. So for the whole Indiana's an embarrassment to the sport crowd. What's Clemson? What's SMU? What are the other teams that got their asses kicked on the road this weekend? By the way, opening your college football playoffs at home is a massive advantage. You're not going to see a lot of 1st-round upsets in this tournament's history if this is the way it's going to go. But yeah, Indiana played poorly and yet still played better. They played a better game than anybody else on opening weekend of the college football playoffs that lost. They played a closer game. And you can say, well, they scored in junk time, whatever. I would have loved to have not seen that 97-yard Love touchdown run. That sucked. That really sucked. But the entire SEC and the Vols, look, Indiana played Ohio State better than the Tennessee Volunteers did. I'll tell you this right now. I will take all the Indiana football seasons where our only 2 losses are to Notre Dame and Ohio State, as you'll sell me right now. Because Indiana's been the team that goes out and dies against Minnesota my entire life. So there's no one is going to convince me that I didn't have a great time during this Indiana football season. It was awesome. Do I like how it ended? Not really. But for everyone to be telling me that it ended with embarrassment and then 3 more embarrassing than that games being played means a lot of you just should shut the fuck up. I know that for sure. I will be a little frosty about it, though. Of course I will be. All right, 2nd and 4 for Tua. He takes the check down to Mostert. Mostert dancing around some blockers. He's going to make it 3rd and 1. It really feels like one of the slowest moving football games of our lives. We still got 5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. 4:59, 4:58, 4:57. Hopefully you're all synced up. Indiana played better than the Niners this year. Yeah. Yeah. It's an 11-win football team. First down, Tyreek Hill. Hey, Damon, maybe Moody will take your advice on the draft. Maybe that's it. Maybe he's like, I know what's better for the 49ers than the Niners need, than the Niners do. And I'm going to intentionally miss this field goal in the name of the draft pick. I mean, they're definitely not going to draft another kicker. So he's got nothing to worry about. Although I would cut Moody and just sign a dude off the street. What's the cap hit on cutting their drafted kicker, for fuck's sakes? Do we know? Do we care? Joe Schmo, always great to see you. Happy holidays. Happy Plusmas to you as well. Fuji Simeon. So the 49ers taking a kicker punter in rounds 2 and 3? Yeah, let him take a punter in the first round, a kicker in the second round, and then maybe start dabbling, day 3 with offense and defense. Fred Warner just got toasted right there. Some dude is wearing boxing gloves at this Miami game. No, was that Jair Brown who just got toasted? No, it was Warner. That was Warner. Lenore started on him, handed him off to Warner, and just Warner was caught a little flat-footed right there and was just outrun. Damon, sorry for IU. Thoughts on IU coach Woodson? Yeah, Mike Woodson might have to go. I'm telling you, Mike Woodson is a lousy coach when it comes to knowing his own players and combinations that work together. I am not impressed by Mike Woodson at all, which is unfortunate because he's probably not going anywhere. We cannot stop a nosebleed. Jedi, here they come. Here they come. It's been a challenging year. Why should today be any different? Missing tackles, playing soft. Don't be soft. 49ers been a little soft. Five catches now for Jonnu Smith. His 797 receiving yards this season are most by a Miami tight end ever. There you go. The Dolphins have never had a 1,000-yard receiving tight end. I guess most teams probably never had a 1,000-yard receiving tight end. Tyreek Hill. Nice job, Renardo Green. Renardo Green, good coverage on that. Again, who do you want to see play well? You want to see rookies play well. Renardo Green is allowed to make all the plays that he wants to make. You're still proving it. It's good coverage. Renardo Green's also lucky that ball was dropped by Tyreek Hill. That did hit Tyreek Hill in the arms, in the 10, in the numbers. I mean, yeah, you had something to do with it. But stay humble, young man. Stay humble. All right, Miami lining up for a field goal that would put the Dolphins up 9. And it is through and true, and now it is more than a one-possession game. Fine by me. Fine by me. No problems at all with a one-possession game. That is good stuff. By the way, you can tell that the 49ers are out of it, and it's the Christmas holidays, and no one wants anything to do with this bullshit anymore because these are the fewest amount of people watching in all the weeks that we've done this at this point in time in the game. Look, over 250 of you in the room, and thank you very much for being here. If you are among that 250, I need you to hit that like button right now. I need you to hit that subscribe button right now. If everyone watching were subscribed, are we going to go over? Now we're like 38 away from 26,900. So we look at it this way: before this year is out, it would be a nice thing. But we're quickly going to be at 27,000 subscribers here. So thanks to everyone. It means an awful lot. It's wonderful to have you here. We will be finishing this game together today. I will not be sticking around long for any post game. I got 2 little boys. I got my mom in town. I got my wife upstairs. I got a dinner with some buddies happening a little bit later tonight. I'm getting together for I get a night out night, do a little bar crawl, get a little Burmese food. By the way, if you've never had Burmese food, you need to change your palate immediately because that shit is some of the best in the world. Excuse me, Myanmar. I don't think it's called Burma anymore, but you know what I mean. Damon, you'll be at 100,000 subs by the end of 2025. I hope you're right. I would hope you're right. But that's pretty damn aggressive. How about this? If by the end of 2025 we're over 50, I'll be very happy. It takes a while to build that up. 100,000, that's a lot. Because I'm never going to be buying subscribers, I can promise you that. B. Lawrence says, I'm doing a dry December. I'm not waiting for them many more supers to come in. I need a bottle pull right here. Let's be honest. Hey, by the way, if you like a bottle pull, here you go. This one's for you. I mean, I'll be honest. That was a little bit more of a bottle sip than it was a good old pull, a little tug. Whew. Good stuff. All right, so Deebo Samuel Jr. is going to be returning this kickoff. Why? Why? I mean, he's actually had some success with it, and he's been good with it. But, shouldn't you see if somebody other than your $28 million a year wide receiver can do this on your football team? You know, how can Jacob Cowing be on punt team and yet not on kick return? Anyway, that ball was kicked out of bounds, so the 49ers, without even touching the ball, will have some of their best opening field position of the day. What's this? Mike McDaniel saying what? It didn't go out, didn't do something. I don't know. What's Mike McDaniel complaining about now? 0% chance to make the playoffs. Yes, today when the Rams beat the Jets, the Niners were out. The Niners will start, though, with the ball on their 40. Where's this Deebo been all year? Oh, this is the Deebo that you're going to get now. He's Mr. Once a Month. Once a month, Deebo's going to make you believe. And then he's going to spend 3 other weeks making you go, oh, God damn it. It's kind of what he does. Miami, it's a microcosm of the Niners season. They need to clean house for 2025. Moody sucks. Pearsall's a terrible first-round pick. I mean, they're not cleaning house. I don't know what you mean by cleaning house. The coach will remain. The quarterback will remain. The defensive coordinator is going to remain. I think they're going to go ahead and get rid of their special teams coordinator, I would hope, after such a bad year. Pearsall's coming back. He's, wrapping up his rookie year that has had an odd start to it, to say the least. They're not going to be blowing this up. And honestly, there's a few examples to not blow. I mean, again, the Niners are 4 plays away from being a 10-win football team, even with all the disappointment that we've had. Oh, Deebo takes a ball, runs with it a little bit. I believe that will be the final play of the third quarter. Final play of the third quarter. "24 rushing yards, 53 receiving yards for Debo today." That is the end of the third quarter. So all I can let you know is that we will be rolling the fourth quarter together. And I want to thank you for being here again. It means an awful lot. You could be hanging out anywhere. You could be watching this game with friends and family. You're kicking it here with this friend and the family that's in the chat. And really are a great group of people. They really are. We are being powered by BetUS, good people. Don't bet on the Niners anymore. And when you're not betting on the Niners, I want you to use BetUS to not bet on the Niners. Bet on another team that's going to give you a better shot. Betting against the Niners from here on out might not be the worst idea. Use promo code YouTube150 to have 150% on your first deposit as a sign-up bonus up to $2,000. My friends at the Dubliner are pouring beautiful Guinness for you. The Guinea are there. Our friends Kenny and John are ready to take great care of you. If you got to drink the rest of this football season away, do it at the Dubliner and do it. You'll be happy that you did. And eat at Ike's. My man it's got the most delicious sandwich you're ever going to have. Get to Ike's. He's got a little something for everyone. Let me show you what I look like in sandwich form. This is what Damon Bruce, the person, looks like, and this is what Damon Bruce, the sandwich, looks like. Look at that guy. Look at this. Look at this sandwich. Again, the Dutch Crunch always looks good in a picture. I'm not a big fan of the Dutch Crunch, but I know you're complaining that the Niners don't have rings. My sandwich has got 3 of them. Put the onion rings on the steak, a little steak sauce, a little provolone. I'm not really a tomato guy on my sandwich. I don't like a wet sandwich. Keep your tomato off my sandwich. I'll go lettuce. I'll add onions. I'll go jalapenos as well. Extra Godfather sauce, as always, because why not at Ike's? And get yourself a delicious sandwich at Ike's. Not close to an Ike's. Hopefully there'll be one opening near you as he expands, now over 100 locations. If you're watching in New Orleans, there is an Ike's that just opened in New Orleans, and that is why he also, when you sign up for that Ike's Love Rewards program, is going to enter you in a chance to go and check out that new Ike's and a big football game being played in the month of February at the Superdome in New Orleans. So there is a reason to find all the deliciousness that is waiting for you at Ike's. The Niners aren't going to bring you to the Super Bowl. Maybe my buddy will. All right, fourth quarter, about to get underway here. Let's go. It's the biggest game of the year, baby. Little run up the middle by Patrick Taylor Jr. Niners need a lot. They need a lot. To me, I would look in 3 places. O-line, D-line, and get me in a wide receiver who can catch a fucking football. Get me in a wide receiver who can separate from man coverage. That's what the 49ers need. I'll tell you, Debo is feeling frisky today. I will give him that much. Another good play there. Santa Clara, 0 rings for the 3 attempts. Yeah, that place was built on Indian burial ground. You weren't told? That Levi Stadium, remember this. It is as bad as I told you that it was. I have been so right about Levi Stadium. Everyone says, Damon, all you do is motherfuck Levi Stadium. That place blows. It sucks. It's a lousy football stadium. I don't like it. I don't like where it is. I don't like its design. I don't like how sound escapes its corners. I don't like the press box, that 400 level, staring directly into the sun, 0 shade. Place blows. I was offered, like big boy club level. These would be $1,000 on the open market club level seats for the Bears game. Because, people know I kind of grew up rooting for the Bears, and somebody wanted to be really nice and offer me their tickets through my mother-in-law. They have these incredible tickets, but they weren't going to use them. They gave them to my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law couldn't use them. She was like, do you want them? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't want to go to Levi's Stadium under the best possible circumstances for free. That's saying something. Richard says Debo sees the writing on the wall. He is gone next year. He's doing what he did on his contract year. Here's the thing. I don't think he's gone next year, Richard. Debo will be more punitively financial damaging to the Niners cutting him than they will be retaining him. I think Debo's back next year. You're not just going to cut him for nothing. And whatever you're going to trade him for will be such an unimpressive package back that you might as well just stick with him and just say, we have the world's most expensive gadget guy, wide receiver, but that's who he is. I don't think Debo can come back as your starting X or Y wide receiver, but there is a place for Debo on this team. I do believe that. It just can't be as your starting wide receiver. Anthony says, that outdoor Sharks game was cool when I went there, but that was about it. Damon, you're spoiled. You spelled "you're" wrong. It's an apostrophe R-E. I'm not spoiled, but here's the thing. I have worked in sports for 20 years. So there is no sporting event that I like to go to and ever pay for it. And there's no sporting event I like to go to that I know this whole thing's going to frustrate. I'm going to tell you right now, Jillian and I are going to the Warriors game on Monday night. We got great tickets. We're going to the Salesforce suite. Thanks, honey. So you offer me great tickets to a Warriors game, even though the Warriors are mind-numbingly frustrating right now. Yeah, I'm still going to go to that. It's just a few exits from my house. It's easy to get there because I live in San Francisco. The Niners used to live in San Francisco too. They don't. And that kind of pisses me off. It does. It pisses a lot of people off in San Francisco. Again, the museum is something to go see, though. They charge you to get into the museum. Like your game day ticket price doesn't also get you a look-see at the 49er history. I mean, it's a well-done museum. The fact that you have to pay to get in there is atrocious. That entire thing is a tourist trap. It's just basically meant to shake money out of your pocket, and whether you ever come back or not, kind of irrelevant. This is why Jed York no longer follows me on Twitter. All right, we got an injury here. What happened? Oh, that could be the season for Aaron Banks. Aaron Banks just had his knee not caved in, but that could be MCL, PCL, meniscus problem. Aaron Banks is down with a knee injury for sure. Again, don't get anybody hurt. But Aaron Banks ain't coming back. Again, this is Buffs suck. Kyle lost the 49ers locker room. Incorrect. Kyle has not lost the 49ers locker room. Devondre Campbell lost the 49ers locker room. Kyle has not lost the locker room. And is the biggest losers ever. I'm going to tell you right now that he is the third winningest playoff coach in the history of this franchise. With just a couple more seasons, he will be the winningest regular season coach in the history of this franchise. The only thing Kyle is really guilty of is not winning a Super Bowl. And I know that stings. I know that hurts. But to evaluate him the way you just have, Buff sucks, what you're telling me is you don't know what you're talking about. You have no sense of history, and you've never covered a team or been in a locker room in your life. That's okay. That's okay. I know what teams that have given up on their coaches and their season looks like. So does Krueger. He's around that team all the time. He has not talked about this team giving up. You want to know why? Kyle gets dude paid. Everyone is looking at who Brock Purdy is, and they realize that Kyle is about to make him a level of multimillionaire that few people will be able to identify with. Kyle Shanahan puts millions of dollars in football players' pockets. For the most part, football players get better around Kyle Shanahan, and then they go somewhere else and do very little on their next stop. Credit to Sam Darnold. Credit to Raheem Mostert. The guys who have gotten away and played well. That's good. It's not a very long list. It's not a very long list. Ask Jimmy Garoppolo if he might regret not sending a few texts back to Kyle. 3rd and 1 here for the 49ers from their own 11-yard line. They're down 9 here to the Dolphins. Little play action, and Brock is going to keep this. No, he uncorks it. Pass to Kittle. 1st down at the 3. We got an injured Dolphin maybe. No, just a Dolphin rolling around. No, a Dolphin maybe he's injured. Oh, it's another friendly fire injury, side of the leg. The Dolphins player that tackled Kittle took out another Dolphin from the side on the way to tackling Kittle. And all I can tell you is that looks like a thigh bruise. If that had been on the knee, there could have been an Aaron Banks Dolphin situation right there. I'll say this, Brock's arm does not look great. It really doesn't. Brock's arm does not look great. Oh, good. We got a player down and Mike McDaniel's walking over. Why is Mike McDaniel's fucking wearing high waters? Why is he wearing clam diggers? He might be a cocaine dealer. Brock's arm, I think his shoulder's a little hurt. It's not been great. It's not big. Look, it's hard to defend anybody this year. Drew, by the way, the defense has gotten worse as games go along all season. That's why you got to get rid of Sorensen. I'd walk away too. I would walk away too, Drew. Thank you for the super. Fuji Simeon, Damon, honestly, what will the 49ers do about Moody? Again, I don't think you can try to protect John Lynch and the choice by bringing him back. I've lost confidence in him. All I want for Christmas is a new fucking kicker. Joe, thank you again for the super, Joe. Yeah. How about this? All I want is for the 49ers to never draft another kickers are like pennies. You can find them on the street. You do not need to go to the bank to get a kicker. Okay? You don't. Now, having a great kicker is a wonderful thing, but most kickers are better than the guy that they drafted in the 3rd round. So the lesson is don't draft a kicker. '49ers looking to play a little power up front. Their offensive line gets 0 push against this Dolphins defensive front, so it's going to be 2nd and goal. Taylor just ran into the back of his own offensive line. Again, no push. No push. That was Pooney's side. Joji, do they have Gilroy garlic fries at Levi's? Look at it this way. Since Levi's Stadium is closer to Gilroy than it is San Francisco, I hope so. Brock to Eric Saubert. Touchdown, Hernandez. Eric Saubert, boys and girls. George Kittle celebrating that. Kyle Silva, $5 for the ganja jar, and cheers and thank you very, very much. Appreciate that. Fuji coming in again. Sign an undrafted free agent kicker this offseason. Save a pick. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I mean, Jake Moody has been the 49ers' third best kicker this season. The two dudes that came off the street, Carlson and the other guy, were better. Or at least in the small little bit, they didn't do anything wrong. And every other time I look up, Moody's doing something wrong. All right, Brock's hyping up the guys. Good job, everybody. Good job, everybody. Good job. You know what I want you to do now? Get Brock out of the game. Sit him down. Show me Tanner Mordecai. Fuji, you're always generous. You're always generous over on Larry's side of the channel. It's great to have you in here. Thank you very much for supporting us. You've been watching every show that I do, that Larry does, the wake ups, which, by the way, we will be doing a wake up Monday morning, 9 o'clock. We got a lot of people who ain't even going into work this week. Not for me and Larry. We will be doing wake up on Monday and on Friday in this Christmas week. We will be taking Christmas Wednesday off. I got two kids who are very excited about Santa Claus. By the way, you single guys out there, I don't want to preach to any single guy about how great fatherhood is, because being single and not being married and not having kids, that's also great. But watching Christmas magic unfold in your own children as they get excited for the holiday is awesome. It really is. It really, maybe I'm turning into a softie in my old age, but it's great. Jack and Ozzy are about to have a magical Christmas. All of the magic is still surrounding the holidays. They're 5 and 3 years old. There's no questioning if Santa Claus is real or not. They're in it. They're in the moment. And it's awesome. It's really awesome. Joe coming in. DB 100% correct about Levi's Stadium and how we feel about them being in Santa Clara. Thanks for the watch party, DB. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas to you, Joe. Let me tell you, Joe has done as much to keep my family safe and sound. And when I say my family safe and sound, I mean Daddy gets to go and smoke a little weed and come upstairs happier than before. Thank you, Joe. O-line is trash. It's not been great, man. It's not been great. Damon does the Salesforce? No, my wife. My wife does the Salesforce. Is that going to be a late hit? That's going to be a late hit onto a personal foul. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on Jordan Elliott. You want to talk about a guy who hasn't done jack for the Niners this year? Jordan Elliott is certainly one of them. Oh, he wasn't hitting Tua either. Pardon me. He was hitting Smith. And, that's kind of a late hit, I guess. Yeah, okay. 8th penalty on the 49er this game. 8th penalty on the 49ers. Ricky Pearsall has had an illegal formation. He's had 2 false starts. Kittle's had 2 false starts. Aaron Banks had a holding call against him. It's just been a cavalcade of unimpressive football all afternoon. Jedi coming in with monthly dues. Jedi, if you really want monthly dues, there's a membership available to you for about the price of a cup of coffee, what you just spent right there. Thank you, though, very, very much, Jedi. Appreciate you and the super chats coming in. We are technically 23 super chats away from another bottle pull. But at this point, I just might give you one anyways, because Daddy might need one. Yeah, this offensive line just got new Toyotas. I will say this. This really is the Toyota Camry of offensive lines. Oh, holding, offense. Excuse me, though. The Dolphins are on offense right now, though. But it is. These guys, I'm glad the car wasn't a better quality car. The Toyotas are fine cars, don't get me wrong, but yeah, no Mercedes for this. This offensive line. Here's the only reason why that happens is because Brock didn't spend a penny. Have you seen the new Toyota commercial today? Have you seen the new Brock Toyota commercial? That's where those Toyotas came from. They were built into the budget of that commercial more than they came out of Brock Purdy's bank account. Come on. Greg RJZ. Damon, I have never seen a team get beat up with so many fucking injuries in a season than this team. It's a disgrace. Fire the strength coach. You know, is it strength and conditioning? Is that the problem? I don't know. They were one of the healthiest teams in football all of last year. We've seen other years where I think more injuries have dashed the season than even this one. But yeah, all significant players have been hurt at one point or time on this team. And thank you for the $5 in the ganja jar, Greg. Thank you very, very much. It's been a really, really frustrating year. Think about, you're in your fifth running back today. Your fifth running back. Craycraft. Hey, he used to be a 49er for a minute there, right? And he dropped the ball. 4th and 7. Niners are going to get the ball back here with 9:38 to play. Just the second punt of the day for the Dolphins. Fair catch by Cowing. And so the Niners will be looking at 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. They got a 90-yard drive in front of them. Unless, of course, they get into that Jake Moody field goal range, which he'd probably miss. Jam 18, I'll agree with you. It's kind of sad knowing that the next relevant 49er game won't be until September. Yeah. It's, again, in sports, when it's over, it's usually a screeching halt. And this is a little bit of a screeching halt. Never daunted. Kyle's lost the locker room. Now they're trying to embarrass him. That's the only answer. No, sir, that is not the answer. Thank you, Never Daunted. You know I love you. Kyle's not lost shit other than a few football games this year. He has not lost the locker room. The Niners do not have a cultural problem. They had an execution problem. They had a health problem. They had a separation problem. And the one guy who actually lost it in that locker room, they made such an example of in Devondre Campbell that, dude, Kyle has not lost this locker room. Losing football games is not a lost locker room. It's not. Switching to the Bills game, I'm embarrassed. Hey, go ahead. Go ahead. I get it, but keep it on here. Like, I'll update you on all the Niners information that you need. 250 people still in the room, so there's some of you that still believe. Would you want to be anywhere else other than watch what might be the least important win in 49er history? Whatever Tracy Wolfson is reporting, I cannot hear it. Fuji coming in. Levi's is terrible. 49ers consistently fighting Santa Clara County and the local HOA about it, and noise complaints, late night games, parking. Yeah, the Rolling Stones played there a few years ago, and they did come back, but they basically said, yeah, we're never playing there again. They did. But, yeah. What are the things I don't like your stadium? How it's built and where it's built are two hard things to overcome. And I don't like it. Raiders are actually winning. Dude, you go to Allegiant Stadium and think, well, the 49ers could have built themselves something like that. They didn't. Brock dumps one off to Patrick Taylor on 3rd and 4. He gets stopped short. Kyle, go for it. What the fuck? Why not? 4th and 3. You don't really want to win today, so if you go for it, you get to keep the ball. If you don't go for it, you can maybe lose today, which is kind of what you want to do, I would think. Here comes another punt. Feel the electricity in this punt. Good punt, and of course, a flag on the play. How many freaking flags are we going to get thrown in this game tonight? This is ridiculous. Flag after flag after flag after flag. This game is going forever. What do we got? 13 combined penalties in this game. 13 combined penalties. I guess this is number 14 right here. Illegal substitution on the kicking team. He pointed in Miami's direction before he changed it. So another special teams mistake, another special teams mistake. Sing along if you know the words. Another special teams mistake, another special teams mistake. I mean, maybe we should put it like Christmas music. Would you like to see another special teams mistake? The Niners will cook one up for you every time you look. God damn. We could go with dreidel. Special, special, special. It's not special at all. Special, special, special. Special teams will fall. Fucking special teams all year. All year. Good God. Another special teams mistake. Another special teams mistake from the San Francisco Niners. They're gonna fuck up special teams one way or another, I promise. Every damn game, every damn quarter, it's special teams. You're gonna want to pull your own eyes out with a rusty spoon. Special teams, special teams, special... Stop. All right, here we go. 1st and 10. Dolphins in midfield. Biggest drive of the season. I'm trying. I'm trying to sell this to you. I really am. I'm working hard over here. I don't even think this is hosting at this point. Like, I'm entertaining at this point. Should I get up and dance? Fuck. Another flag. Offsides on the Niners. God, come on. Kyle Shanahan's got to be like, guys, who steps on their own dicks more than us? Oh, yeah. Dude, come on. You are over the ball there. Malik Collins is lining up over the ball. His forehead is resting on the nuts of the offensive lineman that's lined up across from him. You think he'd move back a little, but no. 11th penalty today on the 49ers. 11th penalty. Oh, cutaway to Nick Sorensen. Going to start finally blaming him for things too. So now it's 1st and 5. 1st and 5 for the Dolphins, who I really do. I hope they win this game. I hope the Niners lose this game. A win does them no good. A loss might do them some good. I'd rather have some than none. Greg Argeezi throwing it in the ganja jar. How come the queefs never get hurt? Look, no queefing when talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. When you talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, you show them the respect that they have fucking earned by kicking your ass in 2 Super Bowls with the best quarterback of maybe I don't want to say lifetimes because there's been some monsters out there, but I've never seen anyone insert himself into the top 10, top 5 all-timers quite the way Patrick Mahomes has. They got the best defensive coach, the best offensive coach, the best quarterback. The Kansas City Chiefs get all the benefits of the doubt from the NFL for sure. They get home cooking even on the road. You wish you were the Kansas City Chiefs. You wish. Come on. Appreciate you and Krueger for making this season more entertaining. The content has been fantastic all season long. Thank God we've got YouTube. Thank you very much again, Joe. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, thank God I got YouTube. What the hell would I be doing in my life right now without you? I'd be driving Uber. I have no discernible skills other than broadcasting. So without a radio station hiring me, thank God YouTube exists. Again, I knew that radio was backsliding. I didn't realize that like the entire industry was going to run out of money all at once. It has. Another flag. Just flags, flags, flags. Flags everywhere. Everywhere you look. 2nd and 10. JP from the 510. Fuck the bottle pull. I want to see Damon dance. No, you don't. You'd much rather see the bottle pull. Trust me about that. You don't want to dance in Damon. Thank you, JP. Sam Darnold and the Vikings beat the Seahawks. Well, yeah, the Vikings are one of the best teams in football. The Seahawks are just another NFC West team that is, 1 week okay, the next week very beatable. Dude, it's a down year for the entire NFC West, not just the Niners. Whoever wins the NFC West, even if it's the Rams, I don't think they're going to be doing much in the postseason. Bad year for the division. By the way, have we used Nick Bosa's name today? I don't think we have. I don't think we've used Nick Bosa's name today. He's out there. He's playing. He's actually in some dude's face right now. I don't know what he's saying. The Niners season has basically spun out of control since Nick Bosa did his MAGA hat bullshit. I'm not blaming that, but I do enjoy pointing it out. All right, 4th and 5. Dolphins ain't afraid. Oh, they're not going to snap the ball here. They're going to go this. No, yeah, this is all trickery. This is all eye candy. Eye candy everywhere. Eye candy everywhere. They're not snapping the ball. So the Dolphins have either an incredibly long field goal to consider, like a coffin corner punt, or to go for it on 4th and 5. So, Larry, we're not going to get into politics here, but have you already seen the entirety of the Republican Party turn on your boy? Just happened. Read the news, dickhead. Anyone who votes against me will be primaried. 200 plus Republicans voted against his latest bullshit. So there you go. Merry Christmas. Not bringing down grocery prices. Saw that. Could have told you that before it happened, and I did. Mass deportation, probably not going to happen. If you voted for that, you're not going to get it. By the way, though, you did get a Miami Dolphins field goal. It is 22-17 Miami Dolphins. Yay! Isn't that great? Fuji Simeon, you got a voice that works for audiobooks. And that day he realized he would become a man. Do some voiceover work. Maybe. The funny thing is, I never thought that my voice was a good part of the broadcast. Never. I never thought I had a good voice for radio. I just thought I had a lot of things to say. So thank you. I appreciate it. People used to ask me, you put on radio voice when you go on the radio? I mean, every now and then you'll hit an octave lower than you normally would to make a point. You'll be like, that was bad. But, I never put on the, hi, everybody, welcome. This is David Bruce. Good to have. Never did that. All right. So, Ken, the San Francisco 49ers drive the length of the field and see what happens. Basically, the Niners are going to have 2 minutes to play with here. That's 2 minutes and 10 seconds. They got all 3 timeouts. They're going to have a 2-minute warning to play with. What I also do know is that the 49ers don't have a hurry-up offense. So how are they going to do this? I don't know if the 49ers can go the length of the field in 2 minutes. They will be huddling. I promise you they're going to huddle at some point in time here. They'll run one play before the 2-minute warning. It's an incomplete pass. They'll run another. Brock throws one to Juwan Jennings. Ball's going to be at about midfield. And here is the 2-minute warning. Go get them, DB. Joe, thank you very much. We do go get them. This would be the ultimate Kyle gonna Kyle if they win this useless game and hurt their draft pick. It really would. It would be. How about this? It would be among the worst comebacks in franchise history. You don't want to win this game. I don't think you do. Douglas, maybe better to lose? Definitely better than lose. Again, the Niners do not have a cultural problem. They're not a team that needs to learn how to win. There is no more regular season proving ground for the San Francisco 49ers. What they need is better draft position to get the fuck out of this bad season and get to next year. I mean, if this were a video game, you would be going to the sim ahead to next season portion of the video game. Just get to next year. Get to next year. Because this year do not matter. Never daunted. Again, I know everyone's down here, but you're talking really loot. Lynch has not had good early picks. He's got a lot of good rookies on this team this year. He's had a lot of guys in late round draft picks that are literally the lifeblood of the competitive nature of this team. Tons of swing and misses early round, and it's why you're not who you're supposed to be this year for sure. But he's also been decent in the back half of the draft. It just shows you what an inexact science the whole thing really is. All right. So we're coming out of the 2-minute warning. It's good to have you here. If you're just joining us, we got almost 300 people in the room right now. It's great to have you. Let's get into what brought us all here. My sponsors certainly do an awful lot to do with us being here. We are powered by BetUS. Thanks so much to them. There again, use promo code YouTube150 when you sign up and be betting against the Niners more than on the Niners the rest of the year. That's my gambling advice to you. My man Ike has a delicious sandwich waiting for you. My friends at the Dubliner got a Guinness waiting for you. Get there. And again, thanks to BetUS for powering the stream. Purdy just got clobbered right up the middle and throws the interception that will give this game to the Miami Dolphins. So at least you got that. But oh my God, Purdy just got murdered. He's up and walking off the field. He's a tough guy for sure. But man, Purdy just took one right in the chest. I mean, he just got blasted as he was throwing this ball. He short-armed it because of the hit, because of the lack of protection, and that ball fell short. His intended receiver was Juwan Jennings. Yeah, Purdy just got eaten alive right there. Absolutely eaten alive. Brian Graham, tucking $2 into the G string. Thank you very much. Brian, Joe, call me crazy, but I still believe in this regime. I think you should. I think you should. I am not for regime change. I'm for some coaching change. I'd like to see Sorensen replaced. I would like to see Schneider replaced. I think they need another person to come in and put eyes on the draft process. And I think having a little bit of another voice inside of Kyle's head about what's happening on offense wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. What I do know is that Kyle should be in no position to resist any element of let's do more to take things off your plate and help you out. Yeah, for those in the chat who just said Brock Purdy threw that interception because he has a weak arm, did you see the 300-pound man drilling him as he was throwing that? Come on. I will say this, for a guy who just gave a whole bunch of Toyotas, he's got to be saying to himself, oh, what a feeling. Toyota. Seriously, wouldn't it be funny if Brock was like, I'm going to need a truck back from you. I'm going to need a truck back from you too after this game. All right. Well, first down for the Dolphins. That's wrapping up the game right there, basically. There could be a little, what do we got, a time difference here? I need a clock management expert. They're showing forlorn 49er fans who bothered to make the trip to Miami. They're showing a forlorn Kyle Shanahan who looks like he's about ready to walk over to Mike McDaniel and be like, dude, can I pick up an 8-ball for the flight home? Wide receiver change, defensive coordinator change. Yeah, I mean, seriously. Get some wide receivers who can separate. And oh, by the way, Raheem Mostert. Oh no, is that that's A-Chain? And that's a touchdown, Miami. That was that was an unglorious moment for this 49er defense right there. That was them giving up on this game. And it's the best thing that could have ever happened to the 49ers. They're going to lose today, and that's good. They're going to lose today, and that is good. Talanoa Hufanga, you took a bad angle. Demetrius Flanagan fouls. You kind of suck, dude. Yeah, just bad. That was bad. Miami is going to beat the 49ers 29-17. Niners pull into Miami, give up nearly 30, don't crack 20. It's good for the draft. I'm sure some people are going to want to complain. Some people are going to want to get ultra angry at this. I'm not going to complain. This is what you needed. This is what you needed. You want to lose from here on out to improve that draft pick. Now, what I really hope, now that the percentage of 49ers chances has, plummeted from 1 to 0 in terms of their playoff chances, I don't want to see Brock Purdy, George Kittle play another down this year. I don't want to see Nick Bosa play another down this year. I don't want to see Fred Warner play another down this year. I don't want to see Dre Greenlaw play another down this year. He got hurt today. You get anyone who you think is going to matter towards next year off the field. You go and you find out what young player, what backup is actually worth the shit, and that's what you need to do. 8 quarters of football will remain for the 49ers, and they need to spend these next 8 quarters figuring out who you're going forward with and who you're walking away from. Come on. Oh, Nick Zakelj is now in the game. We're going to dust off Nick Zakelj. All right. How long's he been out there? He does have a grass stain on his back, which means he's been pushed over. Again, look, Brock, if you're going to make big money, I don't care if that dude's your roommate or not. If he ain't good enough, he gone. I swear to God, I hope the Niners just huddle. Please do it. Please do it. Just huddle. Oh, no, they're going to try to run and hurry up. Minus 53 scoring margin in the fourth quarter. It's the worst in the NFL. Oh, my God. That is a damning stat. Again, Brock Purdy is just running into harm's way. Get him off this field. What if I told you Brock Purdy tore his ACL right here, right now, in a lost game with a minute to play in a game that's gone? You know, that would be bad. Get him out of this game. Good Lord. You're running quarterback sneaks in a dying season with a quarterback that you're about to give the farm to. What are you doing? Forlorn Renardo Green. Forlorn is they should be called the San Francisco Forlorners. There are a lot of forlorn looks on this team. Again, Brock's got pressure right up the middle. He's going to get sacked. Get him off the... Come on. What a, again, good. What a disaster. Rick James, bitches. We should hate Udens all day. I don't know what that means. Thank you very much, though, for the super chat. Oh, there was a typo there. I don't know what the word is. Thank you. Yeah, Steve Wilkes had to die for this. Yeah, NB, I don't think Steve Wilkes would have done a worse job defensively. 3rd and 17. Again, everyone out here is just at risk of being hurt. An underneath play to Debo. Again, Debo's had a good day. Debo's running forward with the ball. Debo picks up a first down. That was one of the best screen plays of the entire year. And it falls under the category of too little, too late. Brock up here trying to spike the ball. Again, if the 49ers can score here, onside kick the ball, get the ball back, score again, and then score again, they're really going to have to be productive in these final 27 seconds with no timeouts. Love that sense of urgency. Why haven't we used screens all year? I don't know. It's been they're bad at blocking. Bad. It's a bad year, funny year, weird year. Why is George Kittle still in this game? This is stupid. Now they're playing with a sense of urgency. Spike it on 3rd and 1. No, on 3rd and 1, you should actually run a play, but okay. So bringing up 4th down, 4th and 1, 13 seconds left. Again, all that could possibly happen on this play is somebody gets hurt. Gregor Jay-Z saying, sorry, Damon, I call them the Queefs because they never get penalized ever in big games. Your sponsor now runs the NFL. This is really no respect. Yeah, they're really good. And really good teams get benefits of the doubt, for sure. Again, you wish you were the Chiefs. Have you ever wished you were a Queef? Probably not. And on 4th and 1, incomplete pass. Dolphins now looking at victory formation. And that's ball game, boys and girls. That is ball game. Again, the anger is officially coming our way now. The largest group of people in the room come in here at the end of the game. Over 400 of you in the room right now. All right, we'll continue to hang out then. But I got to see the likes go up. I got to see these likes go through the roof. And I do believe this is the portion in this broadcast and in the portion in the year as well, where a little Christmas time generosity via super chats. And let's be honest, a few more super chats, you're going to get another bottle pull here. 14 super chats away from a bottle pull. We'll see if we can get that at the end of the night. But there's nothing to do over than pour over the fact, Buffalo's leading New England 24-1. This is the game we're breaking into. That game, no one gives a shit. There you go. Let's take a little look at today's mighty box score, shall we? And thank you, Greg, as always, for the supers. You can call them whatever you want, but the Chiefs are freaking awesome, man. There's no other way around it. Again, it's so funny. An unimpressive day, yet Brock still throws for over 300 yards. 2 touchdowns and a pick. He was sacked 3 times. He was under pressure way more than those 3 sacks. 18 carries, 81 yards. It's still 4.5. Again, that's what's weird about the Niners. You watch it with your own 2 eyes. It looks bad. You open up the box score. You're like, that could have worked with that. 8 catches, 106 yards for George Kittle. Kittle is now what? Like he needed 130 something yards to reach 1,000 for the remainder of the year. Let Kittle get his 1,000 yards, then don't let him play another down of football this year if you're the 49ers. I would also say, Kittle, you got that Zenny money, dude. You don't need to be 1,000-yard guy this year. Ten tackles for Renardo Green, 10 tackles for Fred Warner. Those are your tackling leaders. Let's check out some team stats here. Can I zoom in a little bit? There we go. Get some team stats. Can everyone see it? There you can. Here we go. It did not feel like either team had nearly 400 yards of offense today, but here we are. 382 for the Dolphins, 374. 6.3 yards per pass. Didn't feel like that was going to be the number either. 293 passing yards, more than the Dolphins. Look at this number. See, this is the bullshit that is, even in a season gone wrong, you cannot have that number right there. 11 penalties for nearly a football field. 11 penalties for 90 yards. Not good. But again, there's nothing good about this season. There's been nothing good about how it's all wrapped up here. And what the Niners need more than anything else now is to identify guys you're going forward with. A guy who you are going forward with, already identified, can't get hurt. So anyone who's playing next year that you can sit, you must sit in these final 2 weeks. I would start Tanner Mordecai the final 2 weeks of this season if I'm the 49ers. I'm starting Tanner Mordecai against the Lions and the Cardinals to see if you got, at worst, a backup quarterback for Brock Purdy next year, or at, pie in the sky, unicorn wishes possible, the quarterback that will replace Brock Purdy, and you can trade him. Again, that's not happening, but you'll never know unless you play the kid. You'll never know unless you play the kid. Debo went vegan this year. He's drinking soy milk. That is one of the thickest, fattest vegans I've ever seen. So I don't believe that at all. He might be like, I'm on vegan, but he's sticking with Snickers bars as well. Debo looks like he's gotten bigger as the years gone along. Why are the starters in? This is a joke. The bad joke doesn't end when you want it to. Again, I'm glad that they lost. Absolutely. I'm glad that they lost. You should be happy that they lost. Don't be rooting for wins at this point in the year. Tristan wants to know, what is the Toyota return policy? I mean, isn't there a lemon law? Don't you get to bring a car back within a week? He didn't give those cars out a week ago, did he? I think there's like a California lemon law where you can return a car for any reason, as long as it's not damaged, within like a week or a month or something. Is there a lemon law? Is there a lemon law that applies to, well, it turns out this offensive lineman's a bit of a lemon. We're going to need that Tundra back, Jake Brendel. Man. There you go. Great job, 49ers, number 11 draft slot. Let's see if they can crack the top 10. If the season ends today, they're drafting in front of the Miami Dolphins. And since Coach Cocaine in Miami, McDaniel, since he is the kind of guy who runs, sort of the same system, you want to pick in front of that guy. Sporticus, Warner could use the rest. Yes. Yeah. Anyone who's 100% going to be playing next year, sit them down. Sit them down. A 6-9 team. Disc golf. 69ers. Again, all I can tell you is remember the days of Mike Nolan when they would be the 49ers with a 4-9 record. You'd call them the 4-9ers. I mean, there have been worse years, but there haven't been as many disappointing years as disappointing as this year has been. It was set up for disappointment. They didn't do enough to avoid the disappointment. They didn't do enough to adjust to disappointments in the year. Again, you look at it now that it's happened, and you got the benefit of hindsight being 2020, you can sort of see where it all went wrong. Too many things. Again, I said this to Larry when he stopped on by. Krueger was our second quarter guest today. And literally, if we could just stack what went right for the 49ers over here, and we stack what went wrong for the 49ers over here, the what went wrong stack is way up here. Again, no team is probably going to have a very good year when the what went wrong pile is up here and the what went right pile is way down here. This isn't excuses. These are sports truths. Bad vibes summer. It's all Mike Silver wrote about all training camp long. The bad vibes of the Trent Williams holdout, the bad vibes of the Brandon Ayuk hold in, the sad vibes that moved in with infant mortality becoming a subject that this team had to deal with. The injuries. You had your fifth running back up today. You have a disappointing offensive line. You have a very disappointing defensive line. Dude, did we call the name of a defensive lineman today other than Jordan Elliott was penalized? Nick Bosa, for a guy who is excited about playing in front of a home crowd in Florida, Nick Bosa's name was not used today. I would honestly think about trading Nick, but what could you get for Nick Bosa? And let's talk about that. That or he needs a massive restructuring. Massive restructuring. Why did Kyle throw the tablet? Michael, it's a throw the tablet kind of year. It really is. It is a throw the tablet kind of year. By the way, I can hear my kids upstairs throwing things around. So I'm going to, one more time, let you know that this show is made possible by, number one, all of you watching it. And I thank you very much for tuning in today. I thank you for watching today. I thank you for being, if you're new here, I hope you hit that subscribe button. If you are a frequent guest, thank you for coming on back. It is really great to see you again. And thank you, as always, to BetUS. Use promo code YouTube150. Our main sponsor, Ike himself. Go ahead and get yourself to Ike's, please. And if there isn't an Ike's near you, hopefully there will be. The sandwiches are just A+, outstanding sandwiches. My man Ike has something delicious waiting for you, and I hope you don't need to wait much longer to try one if you never, ever had one. Go Ike. And go to the Dubliner and West portal. If you're in San Francisco, Muni drops you off right in front. No Ubering. If I were Brock Purdy, I would take some of the Toyotas back and be like, no, you're more of an Uber lineman. How about that? Brock Purdy gets a couple of Toyotas back and he gives those guys Uber gift cards. That might have been the right play for Christmas gifts. I want to wish all of you the merriest of Christmases. I want to wish all of you the happiest of Hanukkahs, the best New Year's. Larry and I will be back at this Monday morning, tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. with a wake up West Coast time. We will also have a wake up on Friday. I will be doing a few Damon Bruce shows at 11 a.m. West Coast time throughout the week, but we are officially in Christmas hours. Joe Ash says this team constantly finds ways to beat itself. Yeah. Been a bad year, man. They are they're not helping themselves improve. But we've officially reached the don't improve, don't even bother portion of the year. Lose out. That's the way to go. But if you were looking for the official, when will it happen? Sunday, December 22nd was the day that the 49ers were officially eliminated from any postseason contention. Their robust, thick and juicy 1% chance to reach the postseason has reached 0. And our countdown clock has essentially reached 0 as well. Thank you so much, every one of you, for tuning in, for watching. I wish you, again, the best of holidays. Have a great one. Come on back for Wake Up if you're in the mood for more pain. Thanks to Krueger for joining me as my second quarter guest today. And all I can tell you, my good friends, and you know this because I've been telling you this for years, sports don't build character, they reveal it. And like that, he's gone. Ho, ho, ho.